Hey, welcome back to Duff's Tavern. Today I am joined by my friend Gupton, which Gupton, we've said multiple times, he was part of a lost episode. This is his second time on the tavern, first time in video, but the drink for today is a drink that suits Gupton well. I've known him throughout high school and everything. We are making the mocktail Shirley Temple today for him. So while I'm making this drink, Gupton, tell the people a little bit about yourself.
Well, huge golfer now apparently. The reason I'm drinking a mocktail, I don't drink anymore. Had too much fun with all of that. And yeah, I'm still in the Army, up at Fort Campbell, about an hour north of Nashville with the 101st Airborne. And that is tragic. I'm trying to re-enlist for Germany here probably in the next year or so, get gone. Spend the rest of my career at a mechanized unit, get fat and lazy.
I mean, that fits with the Germans. I've heard, good things.
Oh.
All right. That's happened before. It happened with Addie. I don't know what it's... this area is just haunted, I guess.
Must be.
Yeah. But what made you join the Army in the first place?
Dude, you want the real reason or the fake reason?
Give me the fake reason first,
and
then give me the real reason.
The fake reason is I wanted to serve my country. That's not true. That's part of it. That's part of the real reason.
I mean, you're grown up in the South. You're born bred American.
The real reason is just I was getting up to no good, man. I was doing a bunch of cocaine and stuff. I mean, you saw me before the Army. I was 115 pounds.
Oh, dude, you were thin as a rail.
I was 115 pounds. I looked like I came out of Auschwitz.
I was about to make that joke, but
yeah,
I was
no,
debating
I mean,
that.
it's true though. I was 115 pounds. I wasn't eating, so I could buy cocaine. When I ran out of all of my money, I'd ask my parents for $20 because I'd only put $5 in my '99 5-speed BMW, which got me fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
It got me to and from Woody's, I think, for 2 or 3 days out of the week, right? And then I'd just be completely out of gas. So I'd ask my parents for $20 and knowing they'd send me more, but secretly hoping. And then ran into the law a little bit. Somehow, the only reason I got away with it is Logan Mott's knew his younger sister was best friends with the cop's daughter, and it became a whole thing and got away with it. But it was either rehab or the Army. Cheers. And I didn't think rehab would work, but I probably should have done a program, seeing as what happened in the last year and a half.
I mean, the programs are 50-50. It really depends on the person.
Yeah.
AA has helped a lot of people, but it's also people have turned to working out or getting into different hobbies, something that supplements that dopamine craze that alcohol will give them.
I'm addicted to golf now, dude. It's nuts. I've been golfing the last 3 days.
Yeah.
And
I would say next time you're up around this area, go to Myrtle Beach because the coastal college, they have their own golf course because they're one of 3 or 4 colleges that have golf course management.
Really?
They have their whole course up there. A lot of the students manage it. It's really good.
Hell yeah.
I used to drink on the outside of it.
Nice.
Because the rugby house was right butted up against the golf field. The golf, I forget which hole it is. It was at the golf field, so we'd see a whole bunch of golfers go through. We might have fired a few flares when golfers were sink the ball in.
Ooh.
Fun time. They loved it.
In the bunker?
No, we just fired
in the hole.
In the hole, yeah.
Yeah, sick. That's dope. Yeah, there's a golf course on base, so that's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
And they charge you based on rank, so mine's a little bit more expensive than it would be.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago almost.
So enlistment's a lot cheaper than
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yes, but the higher you go up, I think it's E1 to E4, it's 20 or something bucks, and then it's $10 to rent clubs.
That's not
and
bad.
then for E5 to E6, which I'm in E5. I'm a sergeant now.
You got out of the E4 Mafia?
Yeah, they might put me back in it, man.
I thought the E4 Mafia
after
doesn't
what happened.
exist.
Oh, it exists.
I know. I watch a lot of YouTubers who are old military people.
I did something E4 Mafia ish because the new E4 Mafia does it really doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? Me growing up in the Army was probably the last of people who would actually steal stuff for your higher ups. Because what the hell? Because they're signed for it, and they and that's expensive. Like if I was signed for it, they'd only charge me a percentage because I don't make $70,000-$80,000 a year like officers do.
Yeah.
But they have to pay like the whole thing, and some of those like it could be like a cable, bro. It could be a cable like this long, and it'll cost like $2,000 for no reason.
I mean, that's the government.
Yeah,
Like there's a whole bunch
it's
of
like the army would have paid like maybe like $500 for it,
Yeah.
but they charge you $2,000 for it.
yeah. Like it's insane the price, how much it goes up just because it's like military. Then there's like military surplus, and when they like the technology at least goes out of date, they get rid of like thousands of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like I know when Blu-ray was a thing, there was some people that they were getting rid of all the Blu-ray players, so they just let everyone have it because it was out of date. They didn't want it. There's a new Blu-ray player, and they just spent thousands of dollars.
Yeah, so we're actually going through modernization right now is what it's called. Like we're getting a bunch of new equipment, like new radios, the whole shebang. We're getting the new weapons. The 101st is the first division to get the new weapons. My battalion gets them in September.
Is it the XO1 or that sort of?
I forget what it's called, dude. But like it's like the MX7.
Yeah,
it's
that's
the rifle, and then the new squad weapon. I forget what it's called, but they're pretty cool. I'm actually excited to shoot them, and just like live at the range for all of September. I think that's gonna be a sick time.
I've seen some like gun YouTubers sort of test that out and like give their critique on it.
Garand
Yeah, Grantham, Brandon Herrera was another one that's done that, and just go through the specs and everything for it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just, the reason why we went from 5.56 to, I believe it's like 6.8. So it's like something weird. It's like 6.8.
It's like did they develop a new type of round for it? Because
Yeah,
it isn't like a NATO round.
It's not a NATO round, but that was the whole thing. Is like NATO like all agreed to use like one round, which was 5.56, and that was just to like make distribution and everything easier. But with the development of body armor and everything like that, like China's and like Russia, it's like 5.56 just doesn't have enough penetration or like stopping power anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why we went to 6.8. It'll be interesting to see what other militaries do.
They're just gonna have
After
50
that.
BMG from now on. Every army.
Dude, I mean,
Dude, I've wanted to shoot one of those so bad, and there was an opportunity for me to shoot it when I went over to Vegas because I saw like the signs posted everywhere. We'll fly you out to the desert. You can shoot like a 50 caliber rifle. I was like, ooh.
dude, if you're ever in Nashville, there's a range called Royal Range, and for $85, it's called the American Experience. You get a round of 50 BMG out of a silenced Barrett because it's indoors. You get a belt and you get a mag. And I shot like the BAR there. I shot an M60, which I love that thing so much.
I want to shoot the BAR so much because I like playing all the Medal of Honor or the old Call of Duties. That was the one gun to get.
Well, it's 30-06, and I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that either when I was shooting it, and I was not ready. And it was a busy day, so they usually have you shoot it like laying down in the prone. But they were like, "Yeah, man, just put it up on this ledge right here and just like push against it, like it's gonna kick hard." I was like, "All right, cool." I'm thinking it's like 308.
Yeah.
And then it like pushes me back. It like ran away on me a little bit, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" The thing was busted, dude. It was super sketchy, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I shot an RPK too. That was a lot of fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. Ben and Michael came up for my birthday in February, and we went down to Nashville and like partied and stuff. And then I took him to that range, and I think and there's like a 240 as well, on like a tripod with like a butterfly trigger. So that's pretty sick as well. But they shot like the P90, an AK. And I forget what else. I think maybe an MP5.
Okay. MP5 is chambered in like 9mm, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because like that's what the British SAS uses, or is that an MP7? It's an MP something.
I mean, both of them still shoot pistol rounds. But the UMP 45, bro, that thing is sweet. There's one over in Quickshot.
Is that really?
Yeah, dude. And I mean that shoots 45 ACP. But I shot that a couple years ago when I was in town, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because you have to buy them like. What gets expensive is not renting the guns. It's having to use the range's ammo.
Yeah.
And for the UMP 45, they don't do single mags. They sell them in pairs.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to buy like 4, and I just like let some like little kid shoot the last one. He made his day. It was sick.
Yeah. I shot like full auto one time, and I was up in the sticks, meeting with some person I will not name because this was highly illegal. So he was an old military guy, and I'm just sitting around the house and like never met him before. This was the first time meeting him, and I was like, "Hey, I heard you like guns. Like, can I see your arsenal? Because I love guns." And talked about it. He's like, "Maybe, we'll see." Like, it's like a little down the road. A few hours down the road, we're just sitting talking about like World of Warcraft, watching like YouTube videos with his family and everyone, and he like taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, come here, I got something cool to show you." He like pulls out a pistol. It's like a Glock and has like an extended mag, and back on the slide it's a little thing that jutted out a little bit, and he was you know where I'm going with this.
I know exactly where you're going with this.
So he's out in the sticks, there's like no neighbor or anything. He's like, pull the trigger, all the way there. I'm like, holy shit, do you have another magazine? He pulls one out of his back pocket, just again.
Yeah.
It's like the same person it was like the second time I shot an AR. He had subsonic rounds and a suppressor. So it was just like pink. It was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, between like me and my stepdad, there's probably like 40 or 50 rifles and handguns, and he just keeps buying like all this crazy stuff. I don't want to say that.
Boating accident in the future.
But like he has like a bunch of stuff with suppressors and stuff. I mean, I remember, because I got like a deployment in 1911, right?
Yeah.
Like, engraved from a company. It's very pretty. That's up at base. Unfortunately, I didn't bring it down here. But my stepdad, like the year in 2022, it was like Christmas. It was like a month prior in like November. He gets like a Kimber 1911 and just like decks it out. Like puts, a PEC 14 or something for like a handgun, like on the freaking 1911. Puts laser grips on it for no good reason, and then gets a suppressor for it. And I'm like,
It's a full Call of Duty loadout.
and I'm like, yo. And he's like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, David, I want a Kimber 1911. Yeah, I didn't get one, unfortunately. I went and bought one myself. I got like the Old Glory one, you know what I'm talking about? Like the bronze finish, and it says like Old Glory on the slide, USA. I'm like, it's so pretty, dude. It's so fun to shoot.
Dude, I love like good looking guns, but I always like weird guns. Like the one pistol I've been wanting for a while is a Makarov 9mm because it's a gulag gun. It looks sexy as shit. It's 9mm by 12, which is a little bit harder to get, or is it 9mm? Is that the same? I don't know. It says 9 by 12 anytime I look it up, so I don't know if that's the same one.
That's Russian.
Yeah.
It's like It's like Russia's version of 9mm. I'm pretty sure like. I don't know. Is it 9 by 7? It's something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I got some 9mm back in my room. I'll check.
I just walk in, I look at the grain, and I'm like, that'll do.
Yeah. Right now I have a SAR 9mm. That's a pistol I have, and then I have a Winchester 30-30, which is my baby.
Nice. I have a couple relics. I don't know when the last time I took you shooting, but I have a 1954 Mosin Nagant, the short one with a bayonet. The illegal one.
The good one.
The good one, the spiky one, and it's like attached to it. It's pretty cool. You just like pull down on the thing and it flips up. It's pretty sick. I have a 1917 8mm Mauser. That's also stamped 1920 with a star, because it's one of the only rifles we let Germany keep after World War I, and it still has the mark of the Kaiser on it. It's pretty sweet. I like to shoot that. It's kind of sketchy sometimes.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about that one though is like, it's kind of stupid though, but like they designed the bolt to fail, and like by that I mean like when they designed it, they're like, oh man, like this thing will like decock itself and you can't do anything about it. It just, like totally locks up the bolt. So what they did is they put like a little notch in the ass end of it. You just take like a cartridge and you just pull it out, twist it, and you're good to go again.
Oh,
But
shit.
I'm like, if that ever happened to me, like if I was in the trenches in World War I and that happened to me, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Especially if they were charging, like I'd be cooked. You know what I mean?
Just
Like,
pull out your sidearm the whole time and just hope.
it's like I'm fighting with the bayonet. You know.
I mean, there was a dude for World War One. I think it was like Scottish, but he just had a sword that he took to battle for World War One. I think I've seen like Fat Electrician do like videos on him.
Yeah, dude. There's all crazy stories. There was that like Indian chief
Yeah, the last
in
war chief.
in World War II, I believe, is what it was.
It was World War II or Vietnam.
I'm pretty sure it was World War II. I think it was World.
I think it was Vietnam because you have to steal an enemy's horse, and they had like racehorses that were in Vietnam, and that's how he stole that.
You might be right.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Also
I just read.
My...
I mean, I read that story so long ago.
Oh yeah. I also haven't taken my Alpha Brain today, so I haven't.
No,
my brain is a little bit iffy.
You're good. I also have a 1942 Lee Enfield #1 Mark III.
Ooh.
Dude, that thing is so fun.
I want to shoot an M1 Garand so bad. It's so like
but
everyone wants to.
An authentic one is like $3,000 to $6,000.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like I'd be okay with just getting like a replica chambered in 30-06 because that's what it was chambered in.
Yeah.
Originally. And the bayonet for the Lee Enfield, because I had to buy it separate, and that one's actually from 1917.
Mm-hmm.
I had to like auction on it from like Gunbroker or something. But the blade is like from the tip of my elbow to like just below my pinky, and that's just the blade. And it's super dull, so I just use it to like open bills sometimes.
It's a paper opener.
I think it's so funny. I have like a mini sword, and I'm just like, you know.
I mean, that's style right there.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
It's just in your office, your giant like mahogany desk, just opening letters with a sword.
Yeah, and then, but my carry, because I sold my 365 XL to one of my Army buddies, and then I got the 365 XL Spectre Comp, which is very pretty. Like it's
You had a skeleton trigger on the last one, right?
No.
I'm trying to remember. You showed me like months ago, I think.
No, it's still the same like flat trigger that the 365 has, but what's different about it is they laser engraved a compensator into the end of the slide, and they shortened the barrel about like 0.6 inches, and it just makes it so much easier to handle. I mean, it was already great. Like it's a micro compact, just like a little bit larger, and you know the 365 XL shoots like a full size handgun. Like it's pretty nice, and then but like the Spectre Comp is so much better, and I tricked it out with the TLR 7 sub tactical light, and then a Hollow Sun 507K like mini ACOG red dot, which is pretty sweet.
I do have a gun hot take. The Glock is trash. It's useful, but it looks so trashy.
I'm not a huge fan of Glocks. I mean, like they're okay to shoot in my opinion. Like, and this is all preference. Like it's a great firearm. Don't get me wrong. Like
no, it's reliable and solid. It just looks so fucking ugly in my opinion.
I don't like the feel or the look, like how it feels in my hands or anything like that. Like it's
just bulky.
The 365 XL, it's a much slimmer profile. It fits me better.
Yeah. It's like a Beretta 9mm or a.
I have one of those.
Dude, I love that gun. Like when I play Call of Duty, that's all I would use is the Beretta 9mm or the HK USP. Like I want an HK USP so bad.
I like HKs a lot.
Yeah, and then just for the meme a bit, I want the High Point Yeet Cannon. It's so dumb. I just want the name, just because of the name.
You know what I want that's like really impractical but super sick? An 1861 Army or Navy Colt. I won't be picky because they're both pretty sick. The Navy one has a longer barrel though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty sweet. You know, just like Colin Bohannon from Hell on Wheels. So that's what he used. But he had the Army.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's such a pretty, like the Beluge steel. It's nice.
Yeah, if you go in, there's a lot of people that like guns. There's people that like the mechanics of it. There's people that like the looks of it, like target shooting, practice shooting, that stuff. Like, I've always been a big look person for guns. Like I like if the gun looks good, if it's sleek. Like I, I don't like blocky guns.
Looks are definitely part of it, for me, but it's
Unless
not everything.
unless you talk to like the FUD boomers who are like, "Well, it has to work. It has to soft somebody." Like, make sure you pick up the brass. That type of shit.
PTSD from every time I go to the range, dude. Those civilians come out and they just start kicking around in the dirt, and I'm like, man, I worked hard to cover some of those up. So I was too lazy to pick them up and bring them back.
I've only gone to like the range up in I think it's like Twin Pines is what it's called. It's like up in Monk's Corner, maybe. On Monk's, it's way up.
I've never been out there.
It's pretty good. I went there before Charleston County like took it over, and after they took it over, it looks like it has more structure. Like it used to be just a giant mound out in the woods, and people would do whatever. Now there's like a guy who oversees the whole range. He like is all about safety, which is perfect when it comes there.
Yeah.
I almost got nailed one time because the 22 I have, you don't have to like cock each time. You can just tink, 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 tink. So he thought it was like full auto. So I was like shooting it fast, and there's like no full auto on the thing. Then the guy next to me, thank God, was actually shooting full auto. So he went to him instead of me, and I'm like, whew, all right, got out of that.
Yeah, I need to get my class 3 because my stepdad has some wild firearms, that are full auto.
Yeah.
He bullpupped an M14, dude.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like, yeah. There's a video on YouTube from like I don't know, almost 10 years ago of him shooting that thing. It's got like a 50 round drum of like 308. The thing's nuts.
Yeah.
And I've shot it, and it's literally everything you could imagine and more.
Does your dad like machine guns or like? Or is
So my stepdad is older now. My dad doesn't have any. The first time he shot any gun really, in probably 20 or something years was when I took him like 3 years ago to the range with like Ben, and I think Jake was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of funny because I was like, and then what was really funny afterwards, because he shot the Mosin and he shot the Mauser and he shot several of my handguns. And he was like, he comes up to me afterwards as I'm like packing everything up in the car, and he's like, hey man, like thinking about like maybe getting a rifle for home defense. And I'm like, Dad, just get a shotgun.
Yeah.
Get like a 870, like a tactical 870, you know? That's gonna be much better for home defense. Put like a little flashlight on it or something, like a cheap $20 flashlight, you know.
Birdshot, buckshot, birdshot.
Candy
buckshot,
stripe it.
Yeah.
Candy stripe it. So it's like birdshot, slug, you know. Birdshot again.
I'm trying to
and then
remember the
slug's
Dave
rest of it.
Chappelle. It's like birdshot, buckshot, birdshot, buckshot, buckshot, buckshot.
Yeah, buck all the way afterwards. It's funny though.
Did you ever watch that Dave Chappelle like stand up? I think it was like Sticks and Stones when he was talking about it.
Yeah.
Because he lives up in Ohio. And there's a dude that just like walked through his property, so he went to the gun store, and the guy was like, "So what kind of fowl are you hunting?" He's like, "There's like birdshot, there's buckshot, there's slug," and he was like, "Is there any human-sized one?" And he just holds up the buckshot. He's like, shakes it a little bit. That one.
Dude, buckshot will leave a nice hole in some, like, you're not walking away from that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even I would still be scared to be hit with birdshot, dude.
I'd be scared to hit with any bullet.
Yeah, but like, cause like birdshot, like, and it can kill you, but it likely won't.
Yeah.
But it's very likely to, 1, maim you, 2, probably leave you crippled, like for the rest of your life. Like
Yeah.
you may never walk again, depending on where they hit you. You know, that'd be way worse than just dying.
Yeah. I had an argument with my ex because the second apartment we lived in, some dude broke into the house while we were both there, and like her little corgi charged him, and he went back. So we got locks changed eventually, and she was like, "What happens if like that happens again and we're here?" I'm like, "We have a gun."
You shoot him, yeah.
I'm like, we have a gun. She's like, "No, Liam, be serious." I'm like, "We have a gun. I'll shoot him in the dick. We have a gun. This is why we have it."
Yeah, literally, yeah. Like it's
Because like I didn't live in the best areas when I moved out.
yeah, I know that. Yeah, I'm aware, very very
It
aware.
that's also most of Charleston.
Yeah, it's better though.
It's it's gotten
North Charleston isn't as sketchy as it used to be, but like what's worse are parts of downtown.
yeah.
You know, like
Like
South Street. Like, I never want to go there.
I'll never live
I hate.
downtown.
I hate. Yeah, well, I had a couple friends like in college, um, who were in college. I was not. And I'd go down there, be like, "Yeah, we live on South Street." And I'm like, I'm definitely bringing the gun. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, for sure. I hate that spot.
Plus, I think Charleston now, or South Carolina in general, has like you don't need a permit for concealed carry anymore.
You don't need a permit for open carry.
Open carry. Okay. So yeah, I'm always like,
You gotta read the gun laws, buddy.
yeah. I mean, I don't have concealed carry license, and I don't really
Should get one.
care. I've been working. I've been trying to. Been wanting to. It's during the weekend is when most of the classes are.
Oh, that's right. You need to do a class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I work every weekend, so I can't really do that. What are the laws up in Tennessee? Because
Constitutional, open, and concealed carry.
okay. Because
And same with Kentucky and Missouri.
I'm
I don't
planning
know about
on
open in Missouri, but constitutional carry for concealed.
I think Missouri is constitutional carry. It's one of those places. But I'm looking at like Chattanooga once I'm done with school because it's a nice like center place between Nashville and Atlanta.
I've been to Chattanooga. The aquarium there is actually sick, dude.
I've
When you
n-
go, you should go.
I need to go visit because I've never been to Tennessee before.
Well, I'm like an hour north of Nashville, so if you find Chattanooga's like 3 hours away, but if you find yourself near Nashville or something, and I'm not doing anything crazy,
Yeah. I'll give you a week notice.
yeah, do that.
Because like I plan on going to Chattanooga, checking that place out, and then spend like a week or something just checking out the place. I have 2 years until I'm done with school and
Yeah.
start looking to move up there. And
There's a great taco spot downtown Chattanooga. I can't remember what it's called.
like my buddy Campbell, he goes up there occasionally for schooling and some classes, and he always talks about the Denny's in the mall. Like that's his spot. Is like I don't know why that his spot is the like Denny's in the mall.
Yeah,
Because I guess it's close to his hotel whenever he goes.
probably. Denny's isn't half bad sometimes.
No, Denny's is good. Baskin Robbins, not Baskin Robbins. Oh, what's it called? I forget. It's just like a Denny's. It's the same color scheme. Whatever. It's one of those generic ones.
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. We don't have much down here. We have Waffle House.
Speaking of the last, the last time that I was in a Waffle House past midnight sober was probably never, but it's been like 4 times in the last like 2 weeks.
Like 1 a.m. Waffle House just hits different. I had like years ago, I want to say back in like 2020, 2019 time. There was this random girl that like matched with me on Tinder and we were talking, and she's like, "What are you up to tonight?" I'm like, I just got done playing games. I'm not doing anything." She's like, "You want to meet me at Waffle House?" Fuck yeah.
Is she working there?
No, she wasn't. She was just downtown. She's like, "Let's go to Waffle House at 2 a.m." And she was like a psych major, so of course she was psychoanalyzing me the whole time.
Oh, I hate that.
I
dude.
love it because
No, it sucks. It does, dude. Because they're like, it's either I can fix you or you're so fucked up I don't want anything to do with you. And
I
I'm
love seeing where they draw their conclusion because it depends on the stories I tell.
like, yeah, dude. I don't know, man.
Because like
The last 3 girls I went on a date with, I was a train wreck for reasons.
yeah, I've given up in Charleston basically.
I'll tell you, my future wife is not in Clarksville, Tennessee. I'm not even convinced she's in the United States of America.
Just go over to Japan.
That's what I was gonna say. I'll fly to Japan, get get like a little buy me wife. Like over there, all you need to know is hello, be tall, have blonde hair and blue eyes. Like I'm good.
All set.
They'll throw themselves all over me.
Except the only thing is your tattoos. That would get you out of like.
Yakuza? Yeah.
It doesn't help that it's a dragon. Like
I was born in the year of the dragon, dude.
I think I'm Year of the Tiger.
You're like 2
98.
years older than me. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how the cycle goes, but if you go over to Japan, Kyle wants to go so bad.
I would love to go to Japan.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'd love to go.
There's 2 things I want to go when I go to Japan. Mount Fuji, tour that place, and then I want to get in a sumo fight. Like, I know some of the sumo wrestlers will allow civilians to come up and, like, try.
That's funny.
I want to try, so I'm not going to win, but, like, it would be a fucking hilarious video.
Dude, I saw this guy, a video of this guy, came across, like, my Instagram feed. Didn't look like a sumo wrestler at all. Like, he was so much smaller than the other guy. Like, he was, like, your height, your build, but, like, pretty ripped. And then just tosses this 350-pound, like, sumo wrestler, like, 4 feet out of the ring. And I was just like...
It's all about, like, movement.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. I was just like... I
like,
couldn't even get my arms around that guy. You know what I mean? Like...
And this man just threw him. Yeah, I think a lot of, like, sumo wrestlers, they do, like, judo, sumo, and then train in, like, aikido. Which I did, like, aikido for 1 day because...
Oh, you're a pro.
No.
Yeah, dude, you should go pro.
No, because my ex that you knew about did aikido for the longest time. So when we visited her hometown, she went to her old dojo. And, like, if you do aikido, fair enough, you know it. It just looks like ballet that you attack people with. Like, all it is, what aikido, it is just violent ballet. Ballet is what, like, my not doing it, just seeing it for the first time. But, like, what it was used for was during samurai times, if samurai ever lost their weapon, they would use aikido to sort of, like, maneuver the person's already movement to, like, try to disarm them and that shit.
Yeah.
So, like, it makes sense, but it just looks like violent ballet.
It's not practical.
No.
Yeah. Dude.
It's like...
I'd like to see her try that on the next time someone breaks into her house. You know? Like...
She just starts spinning and, like, pirouetting at him. I'm so glad she doesn't watch this.
Does, like, a cartwheel. Dude, who cares, man? I hope she does. I hope she does.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Yeah, I've mentioned her a few times. I haven't mentioned her. It's always Kyle and Chase that always mentions her.
Yeah.
In, like, the Parking Lot Talks episodes.
Oh, I didn't listen to that one.
Oh, God.
I think I was in the field when it came out, and I forgot to listen to it.
It's wild. So every Parking Lot Talks, we're going to do something different. And me, Kyle, and Chase are talking about what the theme for the third one is. We got some things in mind, but we haven't have it set in stone. Because, like, Parking Lot Talks is just going to be just bullshit. We're already 3 people bullshitting, so why not add a little fun twist to it?
Yeah.
Like last time we did dicey drinks, where we rolled like a D6 for a different liquor mixer and technical garnish. And we tried to make like terrible drinks, and if you didn't want to drink it, you had to share a secret. But we fucked up where everything was basically, you could taste it. It'll be fine. It wasn't that bad. So we might change it up for the next time we do dicey drinks, as like add soy sauce, add like that stuff where it makes you like, do I really want to drink this, or like what secret do I have?
I hope that doesn't happen, because that sounds terrible.
That's the whole point of it.
I know, but like, Jesus, thank God I'm sober now. Like, if I pulled up and that was the drink of choice, I'd just be like, I'm going home. I'm gonna go take some actual shots. Like,
we had like a few good ones.
Yeah.
Well, we found like a few good selections, but I was hoping there were some bad ones. Like, I tried putting in absinthe just to make people, like, not want to have it.
Dude, I've had absinthe. Like, from the Czech Republic when I was deployed last.
Really? Like, the good shit?
Yeah, it was not good, actually. Like, but I was sick for, like, 2 days.
Did it really make you hallucinate?
Not me.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't have that. I mean, but I was I was blacked out within, like, 25 minutes.
Yeah, the one I got isn't that bad. It's somewhere down there, just buried in all the liquor.
It was like, I think there's a video now, but it was like a bottle, like maybe this big.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like 80%, and I was like,
Jesus.
And I took like 4 shots, and then threw up 2 of them probably.
I think that's stronger than Everclear, because I think Everclear is like 140 proof.
Absinthe, it gets like ridiculous. Like, you can't, like, it's illegal. Like, actual absinthe is illegal here for a reason.
Yeah. Go over to Amsterdam and get it.
I'm surprised I didn't die, to be honest. Like, not to like exaggerate, but like, I mean,
Now I've heard like horror stories with absinthe.
it was not great. I don't really remember much of it other than being sick almost immediately, and then for like 3 days later, 2 or 3 days later,
Jesus.
and then in between that, there's like 24 hours that I don't really remember. Because like you don't keep drinking. I didn't keep drinking the absinthe. Like my buddy ended up killing like the other half of the bottle. I don't know how he did it.
Yeah.
And then we just went out on the town and stayed out past curfew. Got like a hotel room that we didn't use, and
Curfew for the military, or is there?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. So like, we had to be back before. I want to say it was like midnight or whatever, but like out there, everybody was just like, all right, we'll just get a hotel because if I go back now, I'm gonna be cooked, and I'm already like fucked up. 'Cause there's like a 2 drink limit, which nobody followed,
Yeah.
but it was like the whole thing, like if you get caught, kind of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, the battalion commander was out there, like getting smashed. Like I watched him walk into like 4 different bars, like not even walk, like stumble into 4 of them.
Yeah.
And it's 12 o'clock on a Saturday, and like me and a couple of the guys were just like out getting like lunch and a few beers. It never stays a few beers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we immediately went to this place called the Corner Pub, which it has a vibe a lot like this, and we just would smash like pints and play darts for like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
I got pretty good at darts.
I always got good at. I was decent at darts. My friend from college, Danny, she was a bartender up at Myrtle, and she came down to visit. I was showing her around like Charleston, downtown, and everything, and she was challenging me to darts. She's like, I play darts all the time. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, I'm good at aiming. Like anything with like just instinct aim, I'm good at, like archery, axe throwing, darts,
Yeah.
pool, like solid for that. So she was talking so much shit, and I just beat her in darts where it isn't even close, and she's like, fuck you, that wasn't fun.
Yeah, when I was out playing golf today, my drive could use some work for sure.
Go to Topgolf. Honestly,
My-
that helps with driving so much.
My wedge game is pretty decent. My putting game is strong, but that's only because like the last 10 or 15 dates I went on, I just went to mini golf because I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
And on the last hole, he was like, all right, make this a good one. And I was like, for all the girls that didn't call me back because I beat you, this putt's for you. And I sank it from like, I don't know, 15 yards or whatever away. I was just like, it was pretty sick.
I'm the complete opposite when I play golf. My drive is good. My wedge game is all right. I have to get used to it. My putt game is trash. Like, if it isn't close where I can just tap it in, if I have to, like, hit it a decent distance, like, it will take, like, 2 or 3 hits.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if you're like super far away, like you're kind of like right on the edge of the green, you can still
wedge it. Yeah.
Just like hit it super lightly, just like chip it closer to the flag.
Yeah. I used to play golf with my grandfather up in Ohio. So at, like, multiple summers I would go up and we would play golf. And, like, you have to play on, like, hills and mountains, unlike playing golf around here where everything's flat. Like, that one you had to drive it, like, decent range.
Ooh.
So that's why I got really good at driving. Where, like, Topgolf, I can hit the back of the net now.
Oh, dude, no. I mean, I struggle with like getting under the ball.
Really?
Yeah, it's the guy today. Because I'll just find like one that's like has like one spot left, and I'll just hop on like a group of 3 that are already playing. And the guy was like, "Dude, just like sink your tee like a little bit lower, and I think you got it." And then it was great for like 3 holes, and then I just slipped right back into being dog shit.
Yeah.
But I had some pretty solid drives for those 3 holes.
Are you out there just, like, smoking cigars and golfing, or?
Yeah, I'm chiefing the fucking vape, dude, and just like being a menace.
Real John Daly out there.
Like I don't have any golf polos. Like I have like colored shirts and like that's it. Like
Go to Costco.
I found this because my dad gave me his clubs and like his golf shoes and everything. So they're not like fitted for me because I'm a little bit taller than him, but they'll do for now.
Yeah.
But I was like, I talked to Jake about going golfing. Like we went to the Muni on like 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
Fucking mistake.
Really?
Yeah. dude, I'll get into that in a second. But like after I talked to him about golfing, I like opened up Instagram, and I had just had like a bunch of ads for like golf attire, golf clubs, like all this and stuff. I found this one company called Shank It, and they have some pretty cool stuff, like pretty sick gloves and like whatnot. And so I'll probably save up and get like a new putter or something from them.
Yeah, there's a lot of like internet golf stuff that has taken off where it isn't like the boring like your grandfather's golfing attire. It's a lot more modern and vibrant depending on how you want to go.
Yeah, they had some fun golf polos that I was like, I could totally rock some of these.
Just be out there in a Hawaiian shirt all day.
But back to the Muni on July 5th or something like that. When was the 4th? It was Thursday?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I think we went like Friday. Friday or Saturday. The 5th or 6th. But Jake and I go, and this is like my first time ever like really playing golf, like going and like setting it up. Like not. So I show up, and I'm like, hey, I was like, here to play like 9 holes of golf, and I need a cart and some golf balls. And the guy's like, what's your tee time? I'm like, motherfucker, I need a tee time? Like, what? Like, you'd think you would know, but no, I'm just stupid. And he's just like, oh, yeah, like, you need a tee time? I'm like, okay, dude, you know what I mean? Like, I get you're old and cranky, but, like...
Golfers are snarky.
But I'm like, yeah, it's, the Muni holds, like, the PGA tour all the fucking time. So,
I thought Kiwa did. Because there's one on Kiwa, there's one on Seabrook.
The Women's Open was held at the Muni. Like,
was it really?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Like several years ago, though. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Yeah. There's a lot of golf in Charleston.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a very pretty course. I don't see why they wouldn't. It's like right there on the river. But and then like we hop on. It's like me and Jake. We hop on a cart. He was supposed to rent clubs, and like the dude, I guess, charged him for it. But, like, never gave him the rental clubs or something like that. And he's just being a chotch, like, the whole time, the guy at the desk. And then, playing with this other older gentleman and, like, his son. Like, they were super cool, like, giving us tips and stuff. And then the range lady just comes rolling by. It's like, you guys are playing too slow. Like, speed it up. And then she watches me, like, come like horrendously like fuck up a drive. I mean, I didn't make it past like the old person tees. Like I think it rolled probably like 20 feet, and I was just like, motherfucker. So I just like picked it up
and threw
it, and I was like, I'll play it from there, I'm like, that's a good lie. Just threw it as hard as I could, and she was like hounding us like within like the first 5 holes, like she was pretty upset, and I was like, we were letting people go by, like we weren't really holding anybody up.
Yeah.
And then we finished 9, and she pulls up and like cuts me and Jake off, and she's like, "Are you guys playing 9 or 18?" I'm like, "Well, I paid for 18, but I'm thinking about maybe playing through." She's like, "I would go home," and I was like, "There's no way you just told me that right now." Like I was kind of like I was very mad at first, and I was like, "Hang on," I'm like. Just calm down here. She's right. I am like it is super packed. Like as soon as one person is like halfway down like any of the holes, like the other people are pulling up. Like that's how packed it is. And so I'm just like, all right, yeah, I'll go. I have to go to a meeting anyway.
Try again when it's not as packed.
The Muni is always like pretty busy. But Shadow Moss. I've been there the last few days.
Yeah.
It's a nice little course. Pretty casual compared to the Muni.
Yeah, I took some golf lessons from the pro at the Muni, like back in high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It was like I was thinking about like actually trying out for golf in the multitude of sports I was trying, and I just didn't want to.
Yeah. I mean, I just quit soccer and played rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I quit wrestling and played rugby. Because, like, I was there my freshman year. I helped start the team, but I was wrestling at the time. So I had to wait for that season to be over so I could go to rugby. And, like, by the time wrestling was over, rugby was, like, 2 games in. And I show up, and Tommy Rogers is, like, taking credit for making the team. I'm like, no, motherfucker. I'm the one that got the signatures and got people around. I just had to go wrestle and finish out that season.
Yeah. I remember sitting in Miss Miley's Photoshop class with Nick Barrett and Ben Davey, and Ben's like just rolls over to me, just like out of nowhere. It's like, hey man, you want to join the rugby team with me? And I'm like, I'll have to ask my dad because I just asked to join the football team and he told me no.
Yeah.
Right. So I text my dad. I'm like, hey, can I join the rugby team? He's like, well, you got to do something. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
I'll take that as a yes.
I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm joining the rugby team. And then, yeah, I mean, I love rugby. There's a team up at Campbell, but I mean, I'm just too busy to really play, which
You could
sucks.
also play with the Air Force side, maybe.
No, what? No.
Why?
First, those are like the college teams, like West Point and stuff.
No, there's men's sides too.
I'm not good enough. I haven't played in 4-5 years.
Hey, options there.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you want a connection to like any military teams, that right there. He's a part of Old Breed, which is like the old Marines.
Yeah.
So he like keeps up with them and does all that stuff. But even if you want to like go out for socials and shit, part of the social aspect of it, I had to realize wow that.
I was like, probably not a good idea. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, give it a little bit. Wait till you get a few more chips in you.
Yeah. Just a couple more. I just got my 30-day one yesterday.
Yeah. So like, if you don't want to go into it, like, what's that like? Being, because like I've known like a few people that have broken addictions and
Like being sober,
I
or
get-
like,
I
mean,
like
because I was addicted to coke prior. Or you want like the whole like experience?
yeah.
All right.
I mean like going from an addiction to like cutting
to
cold
another
turkey.
addiction. Oh, cutting cold turkey, dude. It's miserable. It's
Yeah.
like the most miserable thing. Like I'm going through withdrawals. Like, I mean, I think if I had kept drinking the way that I was, for like another 4 months, I would have gotten like the shakes for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe even sooner. But it's miserable, dude. Like I'm sweating. All I can think about is like when I'm gonna get off work and grab my next drink. You know what I mean? Like I'm not there at work.
Yeah.
I'm pawning off all of these tasks that I could easily accomplish and like do way better than the privates can. And I'm just like, here, do this so I can get out of here sooner and go get fucking hammered on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Like having to run 4 or 5 miles the next day, whatever it is we're doing. And it's just like, yeah, like, I mean, a lot of people, normal people won't understand. Like, there's like this part of your brain though that's like, hey man, like I made it 20 days and my brain was like, hey dude, like you don't have a problem. Like go grab a drink. And then the other part of my brain is like, that's fucking stupid. Don't do that, like
It's like the angel and devil on your shoulder, basically.
yeah, so because I have to do like a Army substance abuse program.
Yeah.
And I have to talk to like a behavioral health therapist as well, to like help. But she was like, when did you like start using and abusing substances? Well, first she asked me when I started like really drinking, and I was like 16, 17, like high school, like whatever. And then she was like, all right, so when did you start like using and abusing substances? I was like, when I was like 14 years old. And she's like, all right, so half your brain's 14 and the other half is 24.
Yeah.
And I was like, and that just like made so much sense. And I'm like, I'm over here, like every time I wake up, I have to fight my 14-year-old self in my head and like knock him the fuck out.
Yeah.
And it's weird. Like I'll go to these meetings, and they're only an hour, but like it doesn't matter if I'm like happy, sad, mad, pissed off, whatever. I'm scheming the entire time about how I can get like another drink and nobody find out about it.
Yeah.
And then by the time the meeting's over, like it's like I'm saved for the day.
Yeah.
Like I don't like all of it's gone. Like it's like a burden's lifted off my shoulders. It's pretty weird. The program works.
Yeah.
I'm only on the second step out of the 12, but
Yeah. And like, have you done something to sort of supplement the like rush you got for having alcohol? Golf. Okay.
golf is like my new thing. Yeah.
'Cause, like a lot of people turn to like exercise or that.
Well, so the thing about exercise too is like that's good in a healthy way.
Yeah.
But a lot of those people also end up juicing a fuck ton and, fucking up their heart or something, or like literally dying. So it's like, I mean, I work out.
Yeah, you're not
mainly,
a twig anymore. You
yeah,
got some
and
mass on you.
I was 115 pounds. Now I'm like 180.
Yeah.
Pretty solid 180.
Coach Connors of ice and eating peanut butter sandwiches.
Dude, no, I never did. I was like, this is not gonna fuck. I was like, strictly peanut butter sandwiches, like that sucks, dude. You know what I feel like? It's so dry. I think I had one, and I was like, this is not it. But even before, all the drugs and shit, like I was just not a big kid.
Yeah.
But in basic training, I gained like 45 pounds. I went from 115 to 160, and then by the time I got out of my job school, I was like 170, 175. And I've been cruising at 180 for quite a bit now.
Yeah,
Deployment, I got up to 192. I was on like the road to 200, and then I fucking hurt my back.
Oh, shit.
And I haven't really worked out as hard since, so I lost all of that.
I think the biggest I got was like 230 before I started like losing weight. Because my goal was 180. Because like I was 180 before I broke my collar. So I want to get back to...
There's no way, dude.
I was.
Dude.
Junior year, I was 180.
I don't believe it.
I was.
I don't believe it.
Like when I started high school...
You're a big old boy.
I was. When I started high school, I was like 145 because I was in that weight class.
I guess that makes sense. It's so weird, like,
I
even, like, within, like, 4 years after graduating, like, how much people change, how much your body changes.
Yeah, I also, like, hold the weight differently.
Yeah.
Like, you would never guess I'm, like, over 200, but I'm trying to get back down to, like, 180 is my goal to hit, but I've also just been, like, gaining mass, so I've just been looking in the mirror, be like, all right, is my stomach tightening up? Is my face thinning out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so...
Care for another Shirley Temple?
Sure, I'll take one.
So what... finish what you're saying, then I'll go into my
I was
stuff.
gonna say, it's weird too. It's like, cause I'm tall, right? So like 180 looks completely different on me versus someone who would be like 5'10".
Yeah.
Like they look like, in my opinion, much stockier and like it looks better on them. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I was like on the road to 200. I was like, if I could get fucking big, it would look great.
Because you're tall. I think how tall? I think you're taller than me.
I think I shrank actually, so I'm like 6'1" something now.
Okay, yeah, I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
So you would hold the weight a lot different than me. Like if I was like 5'5" and I'm like 200, you could definitely tell like, hey, he's 200 because I'd be built like a fucking dwarf.
Yeah, I tell people I'm 180. They're like, dude, there's no fucking way. And I'm like, all right, okay. I don't know what to tell you. Do you have a scale? Like,
Just carry a scale with you at all times.
grab like a fishing scale and just like fucking hang myself with
Exactly, just right there. I mean, if Steve-O could like put a giant trolling hook through him, you could do that.
Oh. No. That's funny though.
Dude, like
I just have a backpack with like a scale. Like
exactly.
not even a digital one though. Like the old school, like with the weights.
The dial.
Yeah,
No, the weight.
the weights like from like elementary school.
Dude,
in the nurse's office.
It took me so long to figure out how to actually like use that.
Yeah, you do like the pounds or whatever, and then
Yeah,
it's like grams or something stupid.
Oh, it's like a
It's like 3 of them.
giant like counterweight where you put like over to like you think you're like 100, 200, then you keep like ticking it over until like that little
Balances
scale
out,
just
yeah.
No, fuck that. We have technology. Step on that. 180. Cool. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, now they have ones that like you just step on, it gives you the weight, and then like they just pull this thing up from behind and put it on your head, and like that's how they measure your height too.
There's also ones that like do like the full body scan. Like
Yeah.
I've seen them on like
I've seen them in like
TikTok.
supplement places.
Yeah, I also saw it on like they have the full body scan. They have that at my gym I go to. I'm waiting about 3 months to continually be at the gym before I do that.
Mm-hmm.
Then TikTok sells like this one scale that will give you like your whole measurements, but I don't really trust that. I'm tempted to buy it, but I don't know if it like how much it will give. That's the only thing I'm confused with. But I'm also a stats nerd, so
Dude. I don't know. I've bought some questionable things off the gram before. I bought like a pair of Rick and Morty like J's.
yeah, I got this off
5
of
years ago
TikTok
off
Shop.
Instagram. Came from China.
Yeah. Dude, there's so much shit comes from China and like Temu.
It took like 2 months for the shoes to get there.
Oh, yeah.
By the time it got to like my mom's doorstep, I had forgot I bought them.
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
remember-
I didn't think they were coming.
You remember Wish.com back in high school?
Oh yeah, dude.
I bought
I bought several. I bought these like LED bulbs, like tire cap bulbs, to put on like my car, so that I could have like LED wheel. It was the dumbest thing. Like they didn't work, you know.
I always bought like clothing and accessories. Like I got like a Thor hammer, which was it was just cast and stupid. So that quickly went away and it became like one of my desk trinkets. I bought a hat that had like the Illuminati symbol on it. I still have it, but it took so long to ship. Wish was like, "Did you get the package?" I'm like, "No, it hasn't arrived." They're like, "Okay, we'll give you a refund or you can get like a whole nother item." So I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm going to get this wooden watch looking thing." And then a day later, the hat arrived. I'm like, I'm not going to tell them that it arrived. So I'm going to watch in a free Illuminati hat, which it still holds up, which I'm surprised with.
I still have those Rick and Morty shoes. Like they were surprisingly decent quality. They've also sat in a closet for 2 years.
Yeah.
But
I have
that probably helped.
I have a few shoes that have just sat in a closet that I bought. Like, I'm going to wear these all the time. These are going to be cool. Like, I have some casual skate shoes that have like Hawaiian flowers on them. It's like black and white and like cool looking. But I don't want to take it out because I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah.
Like, I get the sneakerheads when they don't want to crease or do anything with the Jordans. But I would also never buy Jordans. Like, one Christmas I was asking for fake Tims so I could just run around and destroy them. And I got like actual Tims. I'm like, these are expensive. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I don't really care about shoes. Like, they go on your feet. You're going to fuck them up at some point.
Oh, yeah.
But with guns, dude, when I was buying the 1911, I saw this gorgeous, like, Colt. I mean, it was, like, black and gold. It had, like, all this engraving on it. And it was, like, $2,500. And I was like, dude, like, I want it so bad, but I would never shoot it because it's so pretty. You know what I mean? So I settled for the Old Glory one. But I was just like, you know, I can't.
$2,000 for a display piece, basically.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's not worth it. You know what I mean? Like, that's a waste of money. It's one of the sound financial decisions I think I've ever made.
Yeah.
But the thing about PSA is, like, I'll go in there and I'll be like, all right, I only need this. It could be like a lower or something. And it's like $150, and I'm like waiting for the background check to come back out, right? And then they're like, "Yeah, man, take a look around. Like, if you ever want to see anything, like, just ask us. We'll hand it to you." And I'm like, "Okay." And then I spend like $2,000 to $3,000 on like a shotgun. I definitely don't need, but I have it in my hands, and I can't say no.
Yeah. Like, that's how I am if there was like modern lever action rifles.
I want one. So
I do too.
I want one in 40-70.
I just know if I see one, I'm going to buy it, so I haven't gone in any of the gun shops, because I know if it's there, I'm going to be like, I want to hold it, I want to have it, but I can't afford it. Like, I want another tattoo, but I can't afford it right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, my artist, because I just got work done on my leg, she was like, "You made dinner plans? I was going to tattoo you all day," and I was like, I appreciate that, but I cannot afford that. You know what I mean? Like, I know you only get to see me twice, maybe 3 times a year, but like...
Is it still Brittany?
Yeah, she's still doing my leg.
Yeah, she's the one that's done all of mine and most of Bryce's tattoos.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, we shouted her out multiple times. Brittany Lee. Like, amazing work.
She's awesome. Jason Eisenberg, he did my arm, and he did my rugby tattoo on my left calf.
Yeah, I haven't had Jason do anything for mine. I've always gone for Brittany. I think I'm going to have her do the, like, Celtic Knot Bulbasaur. I'm going to get it, like, right around this area.
Yeah.
Because I want this arm to be, like, Celtic Knots of, like, shit I like. So I'm going to have, like, Bulbasaur, a Celtic Knot, like, D20, and other stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's, I mean, I love Holy City. Like, that is the spot to get tattooed in Charleston. Like, they are so great. They've been tattooing me since I was like 18 years old.
Yeah.
You know, 6 months after I got the day I turned 18, got that stupid fucking Aquarius tattoo. I covered it up with the sleeve.
Yeah. I got my first tattoo wasn't by Brittany. It was by Kyle's stepdad. Mikey did it. It was like $50. It's like my rugby tattoo.
I know.
It's so dumb.
I know.
I love it, but it's so dumb compared to like all my other ones.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But my frog is the best one. I forget, did I have that last time?
I don't know. Let me see it. No, you did not have that last time. That is sick. But yeah, I mean, I also don't remember much from the last. I remember why the episode got lost.
Yeah.
And I remember that I had drank like 4
Oh, dude, that
fucking or
I had to
5
buy like
rum
a whole
and
new
Cokes.
bottle.
Yeah. It was Evan Williams, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And I mean, like, that should have been a sign right there that I had a problem. I killed like 6 of those things. Dude.
Yeah, I had like 2 and I was already feeling like iffy, and I borrowed like the bottle from my dad because I'm like, okay, we'll all have like maybe a glass. I come back and like 3/4 is gone. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to go to the liquor store.
Folks, that was me. I drank like most of that bottle.
Oh yeah,
Because I wasn't doing like a 1 ounce pour, the rest Coke. No, I was filling like half to 2/3 up, and then some Coke.
yeah. It went down so smooth though. It was like,
I mean, I love whiskey and bourbon. Too.
I know.
Like, you know what I mean?
The problem is how smooth it went down.
Yeah. I mean, I love Jameson too. I know some people, everyone like looks at me crazy when they're like, "Do you want like pickle juice or anything with that?" I'm like, "No."
No, just straight Jameson.
Yeah, I just want straight Jameson. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, like
In fact, just give me the bottle. I'll pour it myself.
I'm currently writing a script for something of Jameson. This is a sort of hint of what I'm doing, like a little bit more content, like planning it out. But I'm trying not to give it away, but it involves Jameson and it involves like the type of videos I make for. It involves like the videos and the type of stuff I make for the drinks. Like that sort of thing. I don't want to give it away because I'm still typing out the script.
Yeah.
But hopefully it turns out good. It'll be a little bit before I'm able to like finish up the script and then get it filmed, edited, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's been fun doing this. Like
I had a great time last time. That's why when I texted you, I was like, dude, let me hop on another one.
yeah, plus I have a set now. It's video. Like it's come a long way in like
From clearing my desk in my mom's house,
yeah, to like
sitting in my room to here. It's pretty sweet.
oh yeah, me and my dad built this for it was like his spring break. We just got all the stuff. It took like 2 or 3 days.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, built it, got everything set up. Just added this where I can slowly start like set dressing because I have like from Bailey's, Bailey and Russell's their candle company.
Yeah.
Is this. I have Old Iron City beer.
The flag I gave you from Europe.
Ukraine patch that he gave me from his deployment. We'll go into that in a little bit. These are made by one of my coworkers. He does a lot of like.
Are they ornaments?
Yeah, their ornaments are also clay. So so he does like a lot of clay stuff. He's like he knows I love stalls. So he like made me recently like a dice roller and a dice shaker all out of clay and like stall designed.
That's sick, dude.
Same one also found this in a yard sale, which is an old soldering iron. Like
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, where you used to like put that in the furnace and then solder with it, like solder pipes. He also turned down that coaster. He made that bottle opener.
The one with the hand?
No. This one.
The gold one?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Milled it out himself. He's cool. Shout out Hornbeam Studios. Link will be in the description. Does a lot of cool shit.
Sweet. I'll have to check it out.
Oh yeah. No, it's cool, and I also like want to add like if anyone brings anything to feature it here. Just cool shit, set dressing.
Dude, I've got a buddy. It came across my Facebook feed. I mean, I haven't seen him in forever. Since we were like kids. I met him at like an away camp or whatever, like a wilderness camp. But he makes cornhole boards.
Oh,
I think
sick.
he does, or like he knows somebody who does. But they came across my feed that he's like selling them. It's like $200 for like one with like a design. And
not
like,
bad.
dude, and I was like, yeah, and I was just like, I saw like these 2 South Carolina ones, and the wood was just like so pretty. I was like, yo, it's like, so I'm gonna come get that shit right now. He was like, oh, they're made to order. I was like, oh shit, then I can just wait until Friday when I get paid, Venmo you the fucking money or whatever, and then you can ship it up to my apartment at base.
Yeah.
But
I've
they're
seen-
sick, dude.
I've seen some like cool cornhole boards where there was a person that put like a motor in where like the hole rotates.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
yeah. There's a lot of like cool shit around Charleston that people build, like the whole like market downtown, the
Oh yeah,
art
I
walk.
haven't been to that in
Yeah,
probably 15 years,
yeah.
probably longer actually.
I think the night market, Bailey and them are at. It's like Friday, Saturday, Sunday is when they go down there and sell their stuff. Like these are all like alcohol themed candles. That one's margarita themed. I forget like some of them, but they're cool. They make them all themselves, sell it, distribute it. They started like a year or two ago. It's a
Hell
lot
yeah.
of cool shit. I had them on for this. It was a pretty fun episode.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's sweet. I might have to check it out because I leave Saturday morning.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Friday I think they get there at like 10 a.m. or whenever the like night market is.
Oh, you know what? When does it end? Because I'm trying to like crush some more golf tomorrow.
I think it goes on through the night maybe. Probably like 5 or 6 maybe.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Then I'll have time.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of shit to do down here. But going back to your deployment when you had the patch.
Yeah, because we talked about all that in
Yeah.
the last episode, and I was also fucking hammered. So maybe I'll be able to do it justice. But yeah, I mean, I deployed to Poland, to Czechov, Poland. I could spell it now. People give me a hard time for not being able to spell it, but it's weird, dude.
How do you spell it?
RZESZOW, and there's like a little like accent over the O, because their W's are V's.
Are they?
Yeah, it threw me off for like the first 4 months. I was just like, I don't even know how to say this. I was learning some Polish, but when I realized there's like 100 different ways to say the word okay, I was just like, I gave up. So I just knew how to hit on girls and
All the things you need.
and order a drink.
I mean, yeah. Those are the important things.
And greet people, but that's not really important.
So you greet the girl, buy her a drink, and then hit on her in Polish in that order.
Sometimes I just skip to the last one.
I mean, fair enough.
Most of the time I skip to the last one.
I mean, you've always been a man to cut through the bullshit.
Yeah, I like the straightforward approach. But yeah, I was like 45 minutes from the Ukrainian border, and basically where I worked at this airport where like all of the aid came through, and everybody knew what was going on there. Like we weren't allowed to like take pictures. I mean, yeah, I couldn't. I can't post them.
Yeah.
I have some.
Yeah.
But
They got
it's like-
deleted in a boating accident.
yeah, it's so funny. But it's like, yo, everybody knows what's going on here. There was like 19 Russian spies arrested like within my first 72 hours in the country.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone knows what's going on. Russia could just fly a satellite over this little spot and get like a bunch of pictures and just figure it the fuck out. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So like, but I get like the operational security, portion.
Yeah.
But it's like, but yeah, so all the aid was coming through this little hub, and I mean, I've met thousands of Ukrainians. And that's how I got like all these patches, right? Because I brought extras because I'm like, I don't know what it's gonna look like over there. Nobody really did. Like, are we gonna be in the field a bunch? I need extras in case I lose some in like the woods. So, like, it gets like ripped off by like a tree, and I don't notice it until 3 hours later, right?
Yeah.
So I bring like, I don't know, probably like 20 or so patches, like 101st patches, like U.S. Army patches, like the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Some extra like pins for like my wings and whatnot. But anytime a plane would come in, and like there's always like 200 to 500 Ukrainians on these airplanes. They're either going to like be trained by us in Germany, by the Germans, by the French, the Canadians, and the British. So they would always like, when they'd come back and stuff, they'd have patches from like the guys over there. Like I have a Ukrainian flag, like half Ukrainian flag, like half Union Jack patch, like on the roof of my car.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. But I just like the younger crowd spoke English, but like when you start getting to like 60 years, like 50, 60 years old, like a lot of them didn't really speak English.
Yeah.
You know, you could still see the effects of communism and fascism and stuff like in these countries. It's kind of wild because, you know, it's
Coming from America
been
with
less
all.
than 100 fucking years. Right?
Yeah.
So, but like you just do like this, right? Like have like the patch in your hand. You just do this like trade, and then it's funny sometimes like people would just like start rummaging through like everything that they had on them, like to be like the first one to give you something cool. At first I was just handing them out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I'd get a flag back, maybe. You know, I have like 4 or 5 Ukrainian flags, or had 4 or 5 Ukrainian flags. I think I gave I know I gave you one. I think I gave someone to someone else, but
Yeah.
they're like all on the roof of my car. Like I trade with the Polish military. I remember I hopped off the bus because you know they bussed us from like the base to the airport, and this Polish policeman like hops out and it's just like, hey, does anyone want a Polish police patch? And I just like, yeah, here you go, dude.
Immediately.
And so that's pretty sweet. But most of the Ukrainians were like, you know, the younger ones were like cool, but like I got fed up with them real fast.
Why?
They're not that great of people. And this is probably going to piss some people off, but they're just Russians in different clothes. They really are.
I mean, it's an Eastern Bloc nation. Like, they used to be a part of Russia until the USSR fell.
Yeah, and you know, and yeah, I've met some beautiful Ukrainian women, like, you know, stunning, right? But like a lot of the guys are just dirtbags. And I remember getting yelled at, by the way, for trading patches. So like, you don't know where the fuck this is going, like yada yada yada. And I'm like, well, what the hell do you know, man? I have this super sick like patch of like a skull with like chewing on a knife, right? Like, and it says, you know, like born in Ukraine to kill Russians on it, like in Russian. You know what I mean? And so I'm just like, I was like, this is sick. It's so worth it. And then I see an Instagram video of a Bradley just like mowing down like a Russian tank. It was probably like a T-72 or something. And the guy just like hops back in, like, cause he's like outside of like the driver's hatch, one of the driver's hatches, like taking a video of this, and he comes back in, and the driver has 101st patch on it, and I'm like, for all I know, I gave it to him, and then I was like, yo, that Sergeant First Class was right, you know, like, you know what I mean? I was like, so it didn't stop me though. When I started running out of patches, I stopped giving them out all willy nilly until you know, someone had something I wanted, and yeah, so. There's that, but like, I mean, we were allowed to like travel and shit, dude. You know, like we were flown to Poland on the Army's dime. You could take like 4-day passes, and just like, I mean, I went to Auschwitz. You know, I went to Krakow. I bought like 2 paintings from Krakow, which are pretty sick. I gave one to my mom. I kept the other one, and I mean, I flew to Budapest, Hungary, because I have like extended family out there who I had never met before, and I was just like hit them up on Facebook. I was like, "Hey, let me come stay with you for a few days." You know, that was a blast actually. I went to Portugal. My sister like was in Spain studying abroad at the time, so she came down.
God damn.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. I didn't get to do too much traveling because I decided to like pay off my credit card for one of the many times while I was out there, but. Because I wanted to go to like Sweden and Switzerland and like all these other places. That's kind of why I want to re-enlist for Germany, so I can like do all the traveling and stuff anyway.
Yeah, I have a friend out in Germany right now. Her wife is like military, so I like keep up with her. I think Air Force maybe. I forget. I'll have to ask her.
It could be, but
I mean, if you go out there, in Germany, I'll figure out where she's from and be like, hey.
There's only 2 bases out there, so it's one or the other.
Yeah.
But, I really want to go out there, especially because, like, you know, both my great-grandfathers are from Germany, and I want to, like, see where they're from. One of them is from, like, central Germany, can't really figure it out, so I'll just hit, like, Frankfurt and, like, all the places, you know, that are just kind of central. But, yeah, and then, like, you know, we were allowed to go into town and stuff, and so all we would do is just get plastered, because it was so cheap. You know, you could get, like, 30 beers for, like, maybe, you know, $9 or $10.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, one of our dollars is like 4 of theirs. You could get like several bottles of whatever.
I need to start traveling more.
For like pretty dirt cheap. And you'd think, you know, that it's like you're saving money out there, but you're not. You're just getting 4 times as drunk and still spending the same amount that you would back here.
Yeah.
and that's like, that's really where my drinking really took a turn. Like, it was bad before, but that's where it really just like took like you're not coming back from this unless you do something about it. Like, because I just could not control myself. I mean, 2 weeks in, I went out with one of my buddies and got completely shit faced, and like came back and got like chewed out, and I was just so mad. I was like, what the, like, you guys go out and like this and that. And it's like, at least I didn't go to this strip club and get my dick sucked. You know what I mean? We did later on.
But not at the point of the argument.
Yeah, but not at the point of the, because I was like only there for 2 weeks, so everyone was like, you got to stay away from these. The Criminal Investigative Division, CID for the armies. Watching these places, like, you'll get fucking hemmed up real bad, right? But, and then, my boss, he was just like, hey man, just go to sleep. We'll talk about it in the morning. And I'm like, no, like, fuck that. Like, fuck you. Like, this whole thing. And he was like, all right, go outside. He's like, get your running shoes on and go outside. And I was just like, I want to talk to you man to man, like.
There's your first mistake.
Yeah. And then I'm like trying to explain myself, but I'm fucking hammered. I'm not making any sense.
Yeah.
And I'm like yelling, and the people that we replaced are still like in these tents. And like they're just watching the whole thing like unfold. Like, I'm making a complete ass of myself.
Definitely helping relations with how American tourists are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was us and Ukrainians on the base, and some British. I met some like Royal Marines over there. I still am in touch with one of them. Mm-hmm. But there's like Australian like special forces and shit like that, like over there too. Like, and people are like, are you guys going across the border? I'm like, me? No. Like, I'm not, I'm not cool enough to do that. But the other guys, no. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, for sure they are. That's just me saying that, but like, I don't have any proof.
Yeah.
But for sure, you can make assumptions that that's exactly what they're doing.
I mean, there was some Americans that have, it was like recently, there's a dude that was done being deployed, got out of the military, then went to go fight over in Ukraine, and then went down to Africa to help like a coup and got busted down there.
Yeah, so I mean,
I think Angry Cop did like a video on it recently.
You can totally do that. Like, there's literally nothing stopping any of you from going to Ukraine to fight.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that the FBI is probably going to arrest you when you come back. Like, if you come back, because like when you get over there, they shred like your passport and everything. It's like you don't exist.
Yeah.
And they start paying you and whatnot. But like, that's really what you want to do.
Definitely sketchy.
Yeah, like you literally have to call the embassy to like get back, and there's no way to prove that you are who you are because they shred everything.
Yeah.
Because they're not a NATO country, and you essentially become a mercenary at that point.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a big no-no, but yeah. And then I'll tell you what really did it for me with these Ukrainians was after a while after so many of them. I mean, like I said, I've probably met several thousand just because they were coming in all the time and going. But they'd just be like, hey man, like, I'm about to go die. Like, do you have anything cool for me? And I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck. Like, I've been here for like 6 months now. I'm fucking over this place. I'm upset. Like, my relationship is falling apart, like.
Plus, like, they're about to go die. Why would you give them anything?
Yeah, like.
That doesn't really boost any confidence.
And I'm like, yeah, I could give you my last 101st patch. I could, but I'm not going to, which sounds fucked up, but like, I was just really fed up with them, especially because like the Ukrainian soldiers on the base, like a lot of them are just like complete dirtbags. Like, I'll tell you this thing afterwards, because it got swept under the rug, but something like real shitty happened, and like there was like nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
And then like also like we'd be out, there's like this shitty little bar outside of the base that they had built like 3 rotations. They were started building like 3 rotations before mine, and like finished when we were out there.
Yeah.
And like they just come up, and like I remember one of them just like took a beer like out of my buddy's hand. I was like, this is mine now, and I'm like, okay, so now we're fighting. Like.
You don't take another man's beer. Like, that's a universal language.
And then like Ukrainian generals would come out and like drag him back through the gates and like whatnot, and it's just like, but what really did it for me, I was in a porta potty, porta shitter. And I was getting ready to just like rub one out, just like, right, just like my my girlfriend at the time, like, had sent me nudes, and I was like just getting ready to just like smash it, right, in this porta shitter. And I hear a plane land, and I know already because we get like the flight logs. Like I already know what it is. So I look at the time, and I'm like, "Fuck!" I've got like maybe 30 seconds, right? So, I do my thing, and then like as I'm like, cleaning up because I took a shit too, and as I'm like wiping my ass, I just hear, doo, 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 and I'm like, yo, somebody's in here, and then they're like, doo, doo, doo. I'm like, yo, what the fuck, like what's going on, and the guy starts like pulling on the damn door, and I'm over here holding the door closed with one hand, wiping my ass with the other, and like by the time I finished, it was a fight for my life, I swear to God.
Yeah.
And I opened this thing, and there's just like this dude. He's like this tall on me, and I'm just like looking down at him, and he's like this. I know just by his age, he doesn't speak any English, and I was just like, man, like you are like a dirtbag. You know what I mean? Like how could you do this, right? And then that's when I found out that they share the porta potties. Like one dude will be taking a shit, and the other dude will be like in there pissing.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, it was weird, and I was like, that. I mean, it made sense.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, they're mad because I'm just using it for myself. Like, bro, I want my privacy. Like I don't want some random like. And there's female soldiers and stuff too, right? Like I don't want
the door to open and
door
you
to
see
open,
like
and little Timmy is like just dangling there. You know what I mean? Like
little Timmy's his name.
that's just one I came up with on the spot. I should keep it there. It's funny.
Please, sir, may I have another?
But
Just pull your pants down for a girl, and he's like, he wants seconds.
yeah, and then I like being over there, like my relationship falling apart, which is not really like anybody's fault, but like partly my own and then hers as well. But I was just pretty bitter about like being over there. I was like, man, fuck this war. It's like if I wasn't over here, like maybe my relationship would still be fine. Like this and that. But that's definitely not how it works. It probably would have ended it anyway. And it's just like, oh yeah. And the food there in Poland sucks. Dude, there's like no flavor, man. Like the best thing that they had was steaks. Dude, you get like a nice, like huge tomahawk steak for like $20. Like literally like this big, like on the bone. Like it was like the best thing out there. I was eating steak all the time.
Did they just like not season the food, or is it just like?
I mean, their beef is different. Like the soil is different over there, so everything like tastes a little bit different. But like their burgers, bro, I'm like, and their take on pizza is super weird.
What is it?
And then they like some people got smart and tried to like start up like their own like little Mexican spots, but those sucked. Like they were like I got so sick eating like guacamole. I mean, I don't know what it was, if you could even qualify it as that. More like rotten avocado paste.
Yeah.
It was disgusting.
No onions, no salt, no pepper, no lime juice.
Yeah,
it was just mashing avocado.
Yeah, it was weird. I had like a Caesar salad over there. Like anchovies is like part of the ingredients in the dressing, right?
Ew, disgusting.
You know that?
No.
Yeah, it's like part of like the ingredients in the dressing. But like I took a bite out of this salad, and it was like all fish, dude. That's what it tasted like. And I was just like, I spit it out and I threw it away. I was just like, I'm gonna go get fucking hammered.
You're getting calories some other way because the food wasn't there. What's better, Polish food or MREs?
Dude, sometimes I'd rather have an MRE. Like no joke. It wasn't all bad though. Like they had some pretty decent like Italian spots out there, like for pasta and stuff. They actually had like. And like I'm a huge stickler about like sushi, like in landlocked states and countries.
Yeah.
But I actually found like this one sushi spot. I never got any like thing that would have been like real fish. I always got like the fake stuff.
Yeah. Like imitation crab.
Yeah, like
tempura shrimp, like that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's all the sushi that I would eat out there.
Yeah.
And then like 15 spring rolls. Oh, bro, I love spring rolls. They're so
pot
good.
stickers. They're like pork pot stickers.
Yeah.
I had like one sushi thing where like it is I shouldn't be alive scenario, where in BFE, Ohio, which is like the fucking country part out in the sticks, Ohio, West Virginia area. I think it was actually in West Virginia. There is this Chinese buffet, for one, that is out there, and I think I was like 13, 14, or 15 at the time, around that age, and they had like buffet sushi from Ohio.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. Gupton, you know I make the best decisions in my life. I ate it. I didn't get sick for some reason, so I think that's what got me to not get hit by COVID at all. It's just the Flintstone gummy and then the Ohio sushi, the Ohio buffet sushi.
The Flintstone gummy. That's funny.
There you go. If you want to survive COVID, just one Flintstone gummy your whole life, and then Ohio buffet Chinese sushi. That is it.
Dude, I had gas station sushi one time.
I
In
can't.
high school.
Like the lowest sushi I'll go now is like Harris Teeter because I see them making it.
I don't trust any of that shit anymore, dude. I was so miserable for like 3 days. I mean, like it was coming out of both ends, bro. Like, and sometimes at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, it was not fun. Don't do gas station sushi, but everybody knows that, right?
Yeah.
You either learn or you hear from somebody else. But like, I had, I don't learn unless I get burned, right? Like, so.
That has been like my dad's phrase the whole life is like, if you don't want to listen, you can feel. And I don't listen well.
Yeah, me either. Mm-hmm. Especially sometimes in the Army. I'll get yelled at.
Yeah.
Still. Even though like I'm like an NCO, I mean, I'll get yelled at for different things now. But like, I still don't really like to listen too much. I'm like, oh, I can do this better if I do it this way. And then I'll fuck it up.
Yeah.
And then I get yelled at. And I'm like, damn.
It's like, sir, it just went differently in my head. Give me
I
a...
should have just listened. Yeah, I'm like, because I have ADHD, so it's like a puzzle in my head. Like I'll just fucking finish it like real fast. I'm like, oh, this is exactly how I'm gonna do that. And I get to a point that I didn't, like I could be
ahead
taking
for.
something apart or something like that, or like putting something together. And I'm like, oh, this was not part of the plan. This was not in the blueprints, and now I'm fucked up. And I just broke something.
So going back to like the start of your military career, like,
Yeah.
how was boot camp? Because I've heard like
I loved it.
I've heard horror stories and I've seen like the Reddit posts of like stories from boot camp, some like funny things for the drill instructor.
I loved it, man. I have some very solid memories from boot camp. But like the one thing that, so like I enlisted in the Army to get away from all the drugs and shit, and they stick me right in the middle of Fort Jackson, Columbia, South Carolina, right? Which I was just like unbelievable. But I mean, I was so busy and so tired all the time. I couldn't even think about like the withdrawals I was going through, or like anything like that. I was just like, I was just like, I was gaining weight. I could see it. I was feeling good. Didn't matter that I had 2 minutes to eat whatever I put on my plate in the dining facility because drill sergeants were screaming in my face. And you have to. Can I see your glass? So they let you throw a live grenade in basic, but to train you up for that, like the whole time since you go into the dining facility, you have to hold your glasses, your cups like this, and walk like super careful. It's super funny. And it, like you don't realize that like when you graduate, like when you get out of basic training, you go like to your job school or whatever. Like you don't have to do that anymore. So I did it for like the first week, and everyone's clowning me. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, oh, people are walking normal. Like I don't have to do this. But I had a great time. And there's great friendly competition because, all I had really are letters to write, and like sometimes I wouldn't get any mail because, the post office sucks.
Yeah.
And the physical aspect I loved. I've always liked physical challenges.
Yeah.
There was some like classroom stuff, but like nothing too crazy, and it was really interesting. But I'd get phone calls here and there on like the weekends. I'd go to church to get away. I'd sleep in like the back of the church, just get away from everything. Even though like they generally left you alone on Sundays anyway, but I was just like I didn't want to risk it.
You wanted to make sure you had your own time.
Yeah. So.
Only the Lord can judge you at that time.
But there was one time. This is my horror story.
All right.
It was at the end of the day. They were handing out mail. My stepmom would send me like little postcards, like motivational, phrases on them.
Yeah.
And I liked them, right? I was like, oh, this is sick, like I really appreciated it. I have every letter and everything, by the way, from basic training that was sent to me. It doesn't matter if I don't talk to the person anymore. I still have all of the letters in like a Ziploc bag. But, for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it was fine. And then this one drill sergeant grabs it. It was like, private vote or whatever, and like calls me up there, and he was like, "Hang on, stand right there." So I go to parade rest, and then he reads because the mail got backed up at one point. He reads like 4 of these out loud to the entire basic training company, and I was just like, I immediately went upstairs, wrote to my dad and my stepmom. I was like, well, I did appreciate this. Please never do that again. And thankfully, I didn't get another one
Yeah.
out.
Like, what kind of motivational?
It was mortifying, dude.
Like, what was written in the letter that he read out loud? Because I'm pretty sure it's burned in your head.
No, it was a quote. I have it, dude. I'm gonna go home after this, and I'm gonna find it and send a picture of it to you, and you can use it as like the thumbnail.
All right.
Right. But it was like a 2-liner. I can't believe I can remember it because like that was terrifying, honestly.
Just send me a video of you reading it, and then I'll just cut to this. Just use your best narration voice.
I have a pretty good narration voice. Not like Matt Damon in Spirit,
Yeah.
The Stallion of Cimarron.
No.
It's a great fucking movie, by the way. If you haven't watched that in like 15 years,
I
you
think
should.
it's on.
It's enough to make a grown man
Yeah,
cry.
it's
honestly.
on Netflix.
It's about to leave soon, though.
Yeah.
I saw that last night. I was like, damn.
Dude,
It's only been on here for like 2 months.
I have the movie of Spirit ingrained in my head.
I used to watch it all the
Yeah,
time.
because like when I was up in Ohio and we would like take trips down here before we moved, we had like a van with like the TV and VCR in there, and I would be allowed to bring 2 VCR tapes. My sister would be allowed to bring 2 VCR movies for her just to watch it the whole way, and she would always bring like a Barbie movie and then Spirit, and then I'd have like rotations of like different movies, like the Rugrats movie was one of them, and like some other one that was in rotation. But it would always be like Spirit's the first one that's played over and over again. So that whole movie is just ingrained. It's such a it still stands up. Like
It is a really good movie. It's a nice little love story, and then it's like also with the animation too, like the way that they really like masculated and like made a like Spirit super masculine and like Rain and all the female horses like super feminine, like the way they showed emotion and stuff too, like in these horses. It was like pretty cool to watch.
Yeah, like it goes into the basis of show not tell, and they did a really good job by that for like making the horses really expressive, like eyes and everything. Amazing job. Like the old school animation that still like holds up. One of them is like Treasure Planet and the Atlantis movies.
Yeah.
Solid fucking movies.
Treasure Planet's my favorite Disney movie.
Oh, dude. The soundtrack on it's amazing too. Plus, who doesn't like fucking space pirates?
Yeah, it's sick. You know what DreamWorks needs though? Because Spirit is a DreamWorks movie. DreamWorks needs like Disney Plus. Like they need their own thing of just like all the DreamWorks
What
movies.
does DreamWorks say like derivative of?
I don't know. Dude, I just watched them.
Let's see. This is what I'm wondering. Like I want to say like Paramount or something.
Could be. If it's on Paramount, I'm getting a subscription.
What company is DreamWorks?
Because you don't see a lot of DreamWorks movies anymore. Are they even still around?
I don't know. You see a lot more like Illumination movies now because like the Minions have taken off.
Yeah, Minions-
NBC. It's part of Universal. So, Peacock, I believe, is
Peacock.
NBC's streaming service.
Sweet.
So it might be on there. But yeah, I mean, I have to like go back and like watch a whole bunch of old movies, like the Brother Bear series.
Dude, the first one is so
The
good.
first and second one are good.
The second one's good too, but like the first one is by far my favorite. Because remember when the brother falls off the fucking icy cliff because it like crumbles and everything? I'm like, when is he coming up? Like, there's no way he died. Like, they don't die in these fucking movies, you know what I mean? And he died, and it was like, yo.
It's like the first time watching Lion King or like
I was
Bambi.
like, yeah, and you're like, oh, he's not getting
He
up.
dead.
You're like, I'm like, yo.
And like there was one other like childhood movie that fucking scarred me, and I don't know, it's Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh, dude, I didn't realize for the longest time when I first saw that movie, I didn't know she was dead, dude.
Really?
Like, I did not realize that she was dead. I thought she was like lost in the fantasy world or whatever. And then I think I watched it several years later after that, and I was like, oh my god, she
I
died.
realized that when I was young, and that was like the first movie I cried at.
What's her name? Sophia Ann Marie Robb or something like
I'm
that? Sophia Ann Robb?
terrible with names. It's like the only like other movies that get me are dog movies, like Marley and Me.
Oh,
Dude,
dude. Yo, what was the one of like the three dogs and the cat that like got
Milo
lost?
Notice or Homeward Bound.
Homeward Bound, such a good movie.
Home. So a lot of
Well,
dogs
Mallow.
died in, I believe it's Homeward Bound, because
Did
you know
they?
like the scene. I believe this is it. I'm not sure, but you know the scene where they jump off the cliff. They had
Yeah.
to film that multiple times and used actual animals. I believe so.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the old filming was rough. Like lemmings in that documentary, they never really jump off cliffs. They're forced off the cliff by like the people filming it to make it look a little bit better. But like Marley and Me, fucking rough movie, loved it. It sucked more for me because I had a dog I grew up with, Guinness. It was like a chocolate lab they got 6 months before I was born, so I grew up with him.
Yeah.
And then he like passed, and that was like the first dog that hit me. A dog story's fine. You get used to like the dog dying after the third reincarnation.
This is Groundhog's Day, but
So a dog story is like this dog.
I never saw it.
It's so good. This dog has like the owner that he loves grows up. Owner goes to college, ends up passing of old age. Then the dog gets reincarnated multiple times, and at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, it reincarnates and they find the original owner, and he's trying to convince the owner like, oh, it's me from way back in your childhood.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch it.
I still need to see. I think it's called Dog with Channing Tatum and that Malinois.
That's a good
I
one.
need to watch that.
That's a good one. I love like
That
anything military related.
that
dude.
dog is from Charleston.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
that.
Like my friend, I think groomed that dog before. Like she does dog grooming and stuff. I think she told me that she, like, that was one of the dogs she groomed.
Yeah, it's a good little story. It's a good little story.
It's like animal stories are always rough. There needs to be a warning beforehand if the animal makes it or doesn't make it. Just prepare people.
I mean, spoiler alert: the animal makes it. but I think. I'm pretty sure.
Maybe, I don't know.
I saw it when it came out, and that was like the only time I watched it. But I mean, I love like war movies and like anything military related.
I need to watch the war.
I'm a huge like history nerd too,
Mm-hmm.
so like any like realistic depictions or like there's a movie called Anthropoid on Amazon Prime.
What's that about?
It's about the assassination of Hans
Ferdinand?
Heinrich, the guy, the Nazi SS officer who started the Ultimate Solution, and he was in the Czech Republic. And it's got Cillian Murphy, the guy who plays Tommy Shelby in Peaky Blinders. He's in that movie, and it's a real story, and it's really good.
I
Spoiler
There's
alert.
also another one on
Nobody makes
Amazon
it.
with Bryan Cranston. Not Steve Martin. He was Michael on The Office. It's like something.
Steve
Steve
Carell.
Carell. It's like something flag. It's like a military movie where I think Steve Carell's kid dies, and like those. There's three characters. I need to watch it, but I've seen like it pop up on TikTok so many times.
You know, it's a great and stupid movie. Stripes.
Yeah.
Stripes is so good.
You see, there's controversy with Full Metal Jacket. They put it on Netflix, but they took the Born to Kill off the helmet.
Oh, you can't do
Yeah,
that.
they did.
You can't.
Well, Netflix did, and there was like a huge outcry, like people getting mad online about it.
Yo, that's another thing people don't tell you about basic training. It's like all the suicides. Because like people get in, and, like y'all, it's really not that fucking bad. Just do your time if you do join. But, you know, like it never happened in my basic training company, but there was one company like 2 over or whatever. Cause like they're all like in this like area, right? And the kid just like at the M4 range just like popped himself, and I'm like, bro.
Jesus.
And there was one that like tried to hang himself like in a porta shitter with his bootlaces, and it's like, dude, like how? Because I've been in those, and I'm like, I can't find anywhere that this would work. Like I don't know if he was just like took the laces and was just tied it around his neck and was just like or like what, but
Couldn't you just leave? Can't you leave basic?
I mean, there's no one like really stop. I could leave the army
Yeah.
and then be on the run for 20 years. You know, it's called being AWOL, but
But I thought there's like a way you can just.
yeah. So like, yeah. I mean, yeah. There was a guy. He was one of the other two people in my basic training unit that had my job, right? So like, he would have gone to Fort Sill, Oklahoma with me, but he just like halfway through was just like quit. And like I mean I didn't see it like after, like he was there for like maybe 2 weeks and then like was gone. But I mean I know people that have been there for that were there for like 3 months after, you know, we all graduated, and it's like literally like the fastest way out of those things is to just complete it and graduate it, you know, because they can hold you for however long. Like you did sign a contract,
Yeah.
like they could hold you for 3 months if they wanted to, and just like take their sweet time doing all the paperwork, and then you still like, you know, get yelled at by all the drill sergeants and stuff. You still like go eat, and like you still have like 2 minutes to eat and shit. Like, they can't really force you to train or anything, but
They can make your life
Yeah.
hell if you don't.
yeah, they can. But at that point, it's like, why would they? That guy got it pretty easy from what I saw. He got out pretty quick.
So like, boot camp's only 3 months, right? Or is it...
It was 9 weeks
Okay.
for me. Yeah, basic training was 9 weeks for me. I don't know if they've extended it or shortened it or what. I mean, it's been over 4 years since I went. I know my job training, my AIT, that was 11 weeks, and I know they shortened it to like 8 weeks, and I think it's 11 again.
Why'd they shorten it?
They're really like a lot of those things that you do, like you can totally squeeze in like into a week or something, you know, or 2 weeks even. So sometimes it's just like a lot of downtime, and the army's like, as inefficient as it is efficient. You know, when we were pulling out of Afghanistan, like I don't know any military that could move like what was it, like 30,000 troops, like something odd amount of miles in like 2 days, 3 days.
I mean, look at the Berlin airdrop. Like, they got that extremely efficient, where it was like timed down to the second for like them dropping supplies into Berlin.
oh yeah,
So like, the army can be efficient when they want to.
yeah. I mean, it's literally like just hurry up and wait. Like at my level, it's very inefficient. You know what I mean? Like I'm not seeing all these moving pieces that are like way higher. You know what I mean? But like the army could put boots on ground like anywhere in the world within 72 hours, and like a fuck ton of us too.
Oh yeah.
It's just pretty wild if you like to like really think about it on like a global scale like that. That's
I mean, we have bases everywhere, so we can basically move.
I think there's like 852 or something like that odd bases in the world. So like, you know, that's not just the United States, that's Germany, that's Italy, that's, you know, all over the place.
Most of our allied countries.
Poland, you know, Poland is now a duty station, I believe. You can like enlist or re-enlist for it.
Yeah.
It's just like northern Poland kind of deal.
Didn't Poland just recently get in NATO?
No.
Wait, what was... I thought...
They recently just bought a bunch of our shit though.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like a fuck ton of Patriot systems, like all sorts of like Poland is like the second most armed country like in Europe.
I mean, they were invaded, so it sort of makes sense.
They've been invaded a
Yeah.
lot.
So it's...
Like a lot.
It's sort
They have like 5 Independence
Is
Days.
they really?
They have like that's an exaggeration. It's like 2 or 3, but yeah, they have quite a few Independence Days.
It was like World War II is when they got invaded, but they got invaded in like World War I also, right?
Yeah. But also before that, Ukraine invaded them.
Oh shit.
There was like, yeah, dude, like they Polish hate Ukrainians. Like the Ukrainians like invaded Poland, and it was just like a massacre. Like they slaughtered tons of people. And that was like a whole thing. That's like forever ago. I couldn't even tell you what that was. But the Polish like still fresh in their minds. Like they
hold
fucking
grudges.
hate them. Yeah, they do. They do. They don't, dude. Just don't make them mad. Don't make the women mad because they remember.
Personal story?
Yeah.
Who'd you piss off over there?
All right, so I went on a date. I went on a date, and this was like in like one of the off periods, like with my ex, but um, brought her like flowers and everything, and I wasn't drunk on this one, by the way. I got drunk after, but I wasn't drunk on this date. 'Cause there's quite a few that I was, but it was great. Like we talked for like like a week or so. She was like up at school, like somewhere like a couple hours away, like literally like a 2 or 3 train hour away. Um, but she was from like where I was stationed or I was deployed to, um, and we go to like my favorite little Italian spot, which it wasn't at the time, but I discovered this place because she wanted to try it, and I was like, and I just went there like religiously afterwards because it's like one of the only good spots with like decent food.
The
But
good thing to come out of that date.
yeah, and they're very old fashioned too, by the way, which I like. I like to put in a little bit of work, but um, go on this date. It's fine, and she's talking about like you know still being together when I leave, and I'm like, I've only known you for 3 weeks, and I get fucking plastered, and she's like kind of just like blowing me up with all this stuff, and I wasn't about it, and I just like tore her a new one for like no reason, and I only did it because I was like, I would never do that sober,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like, and I like blocked her on everything, like blocked her on like Signal and WhatsApp, like all like
Jesus.
like everything, like blocked her Instagram, blocked her number. Eventually, like a couple months down the line, I was like feeling like real guilty about it, and so I reached back out to her and I apologize and like do all this stuff, and I did it again. I did it again because she was like, like just wasn't getting the message that I'm like because I like had made things work with my ex. We broke up again or like whatever, like we're on like a break or whatever the fuck it was, and so like that's when I like reached back out to her. I was like, started feeling guilty. I was like, but like whatever. Like I knew she'd give me the attention,
Yeah.
and I'm still holding out hope that things are gonna work out when I get back to the States. So it's like she can't find out about like the ex that I'm on and off with because I still have the pictures and shit on my Instagram.
Yeah.
I think I archived them at one point. It was like a real scumbag move.
I mean, I archive all my past relationships.
Yeah, I mean, I do since I mean she that girl did me real dirty, but
Join the club, brother.
yeah, not as bad as you, but like she did me real dirty. And I get back to the States, and I'm here for several months, and I'm like, fuck, like I don't have her number anymore. I don't have her Instagram or anything. Like I can't remember how it's spelled for the life of me because they spell their names weird. Dude, like I met this girl named Sarah, and she spelled it with like a K. I didn't understand it. Like it's odd. Like they spelled names weird, yeah. And I'm just like trying to find like a Snapchat or like trying to like I deleted WhatsApp, like re-downloaded it to try and see if like I had backed up my chats or anything, if like it would pop up. Didn't happen. But I found her Snapchat. 'Cause it was always sitting there in my quick ad, and for like ever I'm like, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? And I'm like, it might be her. So I add it, and then I'm like, hey, is this And she's like, what do you want? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, if this isn't who I'm looking for this girl that I met in Poland. She's like, that girl has a name. And I'm like, oh, is this Dominika? And then she was like, what do you want? And I was like, and then I profusely apologized. I mean, I had to apologize for like 2 months before she eventually was just like, all right, I still talk to her every now and then, but like just as a friend.
Yeah.
But I mean, yo, bro, like she was unyielding in her wrath.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
that was something I was like, yeah, I deserve that, but like I was not ready for it.
It's like there's an old phrase for that. Hell have no fury like a woman scorn, maybe?
Whatever, man, like whatever. Like
maybe sometimes you have to listen to like the old person saying whenever they say it. Like the like millions of like grandfather like quotes that they is just passed down through the
Yeah,
ages.
yeah, it's wild. Yeah, there was a girl that I met up in Krakow too. She was from I made her take a train from Lublin or whatever, however the fuck you say it, Poland to Krakow, and we got like a little like Airbnb together and whatnot, and I like went out to the store to and she wasn't like angry or anything, but this is just a story. But she like went out to like I went out to the store to get like some like snacks or whatever, like and then I get back and she's just like gone. Like her stuff is still there, but she's not. And I'm like texting her, I'm calling her. I get like a call back like 3 hours later. She's like, "Oh, I went, across the river or whatever to like have some drinks, like this and that." And I was just like, "All right, sick," because she was fucking weird anyway. And I was like scheming about how the fuck I can get out of here. So I started texting a bunch of people who I knew could possibly be in Krakow, like some of the boys. And they're like, "Yeah, dude, like we're over here." And I'm like, "Oh, it's a 20-minute walk." So I throw everything like into my little travel suitcase and I fucking book it, dude. But I had to leave the room key because there was only one. It's like get into this like little hotel thing and then like up to the room. So like I like put it on like a windowsill. Like if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't see it, but it is pretty obvious if you just like stare at it for a second. And I sent a picture to her, and I just fucking like booked it. She's like, "How'd you get back into the room?" I was like, "Oh, I just like put like a shoe in the doorway, like it was fine." No, I was running for the hills, and she gets back. She's like, "Oh, please come back. Like this and that. Like yada yada yada." Because we had went to Auschwitz together, and
Romantic. Amazing,
yeah,
like first date.
yeah, yeah.
Really getting the like love juices flowing, seeing.
I just wanted to see my ancestors' accomplishments.
Jesus.
I'm kidding. They came here before the war.
Ah, shit.
I promise. I promise. The one I was named after served in the United States Navy, guys. Okay, it was a joke. But so yeah, we do that, and like I have tickets to Schindler's Factory too, because that's also in Krakow. And I leave, and she's like, "Please come back." I was like, "No, I can't." So I'm like whatever. Like so, I sleep. And my buddy's like other Airbnb. That's like pretty much like in the town center kind of deal. And then I invite her to Schindler's Factory the next morning.
Romantic.
Yeah. No. And it was just like super awkward. She like bought me a Danish, which was nice of her. And I appreciated that because I was hungry. I didn't eat. And like got me a coffee and like apologized like profusely for whatever it was she did. I couldn't even tell you.
I mean, like
But I just everything in me like since the moment I had met her like just screamed run.
You got weird vibes. But like what I don't understand is like why go across the river for drinks and not be like, "Hey, I'm doing this."
Yeah, like that was
weird.
weird.
Yeah.
Like
No, I
and
I
then,
agree with you. Like that was.
And then she was like, "Do you want to come out this way?" And I'm like, I'm fucking hammered. You know what I mean? I am smashed. Like I said, all I did in Poland was just like drink my life away. Several times. But and I'm smashed, and I'm like I had just like cuz like I had pounded, like half a fucking bottle of vodka like by the time I got back to the thing. It was like a 10 or 15-minute walk, and I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to drink this out of the fucking bag or whatever. By the way, Polish vodka sucks. It makes you so sick, dude. It doesn't matter if you have like a shot or 7. You will fucking shit your brains out the next day. And yeah, I'm like, whatever. And then I get to my buddies, and like we go to this underground fucking bar, just like straight up turned into a rave. Like at like as soon as midnight hit, it was like the craziest thing. It was sick. But yeah, I mean, Poland was fun until I got bitter about it. But I wouldn't go back to Poland. I'd like to go to somewhere else. I really want to go to Syria or Iraq.
I want to go to like Scandinavian countries.
That would be sick too. I want to go to Iceland real bad.
Greenland, Iceland, Denmark, Norway, like those types of places I want to go to. Along with like New Zealand because I want to see the Shire and like Mount Doom, like get that nerdy aspect out.
Oh, yeah.
I want to go to Italy to see Rome and the Colosseum and all that stuff. Uh, Greece, because obviously Greek architecture, and see all this stuff. Like I love ancient history and like Roman, Greek, old Viking stuff. Like I've been to Ireland, but I want to go back to Ireland so bad.
You should go to Portugal. There's a palace there. It's like a Roman palace. It was from like the Roman century. It's occupied by the Romans. It's on top of a fucking mountain.
Of course, that's how they are.
But it's called the Sintra Palace. It's pretty sick. Like all the pictures on my Hinge or whatever are like from that, you know. But I mean, I probably walked like 7 or 8 miles that day because it's just like up and down and around this mountain. And when you get up there, dude, like there's like this little fort outside of it, bro. You could see straight to the coast. Like Portugal's been like pretty flat until you get like to the northern parts of it, and it's only like a 30-minute drive. It's not a very big country at all, and like you can straight up see like 15 miles. Like, oh yeah, like I would, if I was a commander, like I would have a field day occupying this fortress, you know, because I could command legions or whatever from here by like smoke signals or like whatever the hell they were doing. And just like watch the battle unfold from like 15 miles away.
Yeah, just have like a telescope and see the whole thing. You're basically playing an RTS game in real life.
Yeah, it was super sick.
Like Wales is another place I want to go because they have like a lot of like Roman architecture there because Rome had like a little bit of a stronghold in Wales. But I don't know what's next on my list. It's fucking years down the road. Because, like, that shit's a little bit expensive. And, like, going to school and everything, I'm not really flush for cash anymore.
Join the army, get sent to Germany, dude, and just travel Europe for the 4 years that you're in Germany. That's your answer,
I'm not gonna
right
lie.
there.
I've thought about the military, but I've never, like, pulled the trigger on it.
I mean,
I feel like I'm too old for the military now, maybe.
No, man. Get your fucking degree and go in as, like, an officer.
Mm-hmm. Does it have to be a bachelor's degree or associate's is
Yes.
fine?
It has to be a bachelor's.
I'm going for my associates.
Oh, well, what you can do is get your associates, and then the Army will pay for the other 2 years, and then you'll go in as an officer.
Because, like, there's a lot of, like, media jobs in the military. Like,
Yeah, dude, you could be the guy making recruitment videos, because we all know the last one
we
sucked.
need better ones.
Yeah, like I was telling your dad in there about the British commercial, just follow the boots. It is so cool. I'll find it after this podcast and show you. Like, it is pretty sick. The last one, I guess, wasn't too bad about the Abrams just like pulling up to this thing, just fucking taking a shot and rolling back.
Yeah.
And then like the commander's just like says to the driver and like the leader's like, "Hey, nice shot." But that was pretty cool.
Like,
but like they can do
the
better.
recruitment videos when we were in high school were fucking good.
Bro, remember the Marines one with the fucking flames and like the dragon or whatever? Like that is so cool.
Yeah.
And he's just like
It just went downhill.
the flames engulf him and he's in his dress uniform and he's got like the ceremonial sword and everything. I'm like, dude, yeah, like that is badass. One of the shittiest branches to join, but badass commercial.
Like they've really taken a turn of like just show the military, show doing cool shit. 9 out of 10 times you won't be doing cool shit, but
Day to day, especially in a combat MOS, is pretty fucking stupid. It's pretty dumb. A lot of maintenance, tons of layouts. You know, you have to lay out your equipment once a month, but like anytime somebody new comes in, like a new lieutenant or whatever, because officers don't stick around. Like they're there for like maybe a year or two at the most, and they get sent to another thing, you know, to progress their career and like the fields that they specialize in, before they officially like end up taking command. And then, so like, you know, I'll spend 4 years in the same platoon, and I'll have 3 to 5 lieutenants. It just really depends.
what's your opinion for like the best branch to go into for the military?
The Air Force. The Air Force has so many amazing jobs that are practical outside of the military. The Army does too. You could be an aircraft mechanic, yo. Like, the Army has helicopters. You can fix Apaches and like Chinooks and Blackhawks and like all that, and then get out and go work for Boeing or come back in as like a civilian contractor. You could go in as a
work for Boeing in this current era.
well, not right now, but you know, like if you know, like there's also you could be a drone operator, dude, and then get out and like work for Raytheon
Yeah.
or something. You know, like there's a lot of things, and there's civilian contractor jobs too. So like if you are a pilot in the military, like you go in to be a pilot in the military, you can go out, get out, and then become a civilian contracted pilot and make like 4 times as much money. Granted, pilots are officers or in the Army warrant officers as well. So they already make pretty decent money.
Yeah.
Enlisted pay is not really it, but I don't know if any of y'all have seen what they're trying to do. I mean, I already went through the House and everything, but they're trying to raise junior enlisted pay by like almost 20%.
Jesus. All right.
So as a private first class, you know, a little E3, I was making like $750 every 2 weeks. You can't live off of that. You know, and especially because like the military food and stuff just sucks so bad. Like you're eating out all the time. Like all your money's going to booze and stuff too, because you're in the barracks and like, you know, whatever. But, so, you know, that would give them like a couple, like another $150, you know, something like that, right? Which would help a lot. Because I mean, as a specialist, I think I was making like 8 something. Maybe a little bit more. You do get a little bit of a pay bump after 4 years. It's like 2 years and then 4 years or whatever. It's not much though. You barely notice it. And then I think like E5s are getting like a 5 or 4% increase.
Yeah.
You know, so that's like an extra $50. I could eat out one more time during the week. You know, it's another tank of gas.
Get an extra Whataburger.
They just built one out there.
Did they? Dude, when
They have everything else, but they just built a Whataburger. It's like the wildest
I was
thing.
up in Ohio, and the only like fast food I really missed out on is like Cookout. There's no Cookout up there.
Oh, there's a cookout up at Fort Campbell. It's good.
That definitely adds to my decision to move to Tennessee now. But what's your opinion on Space Force being the newest branch?
Dude, honestly, man, like I really don't know too much about it, but if that's something like that you want to do, like all their jobs are like, you know, pretty cool, I guess. But like,
So do you think there's
you're probably not gonna be doing much but sitting in a chair in an air conditioned building.
so do you think there's aliens? Is that why we need Space Force to fight aliens?
Dude, there's definitely aliens, but like, there's no way. You know what I mean? It's like, we would get steamrolled by aliens. Like to be able to travel light years and just like have like invisible aircraft, like literally invisible aircraft and like shit like that. You know, it's like kind of
You
nuts.
forget about
They would steamroll the shit out
the
of us.
indomitable human spirit.
Yeah,
We
dude,
never
we'd
lost
be-
to an alien in any of the movies that we've made.
Signs is probably probably one of my favorite
I think
ones.
Signs was the first one I watched.
Yeah, same.
Then, like, I still haven't seen Independence Day. District 9 was pretty good.
What is it? War of Worlds. That's a good one. Is that Brad Pitt?
We lost to Cloverfield.
Yeah,
That one. I don't know. Was that an alien or a kaiju? It
that's aliens. I'm pretty sure it's aliens.
was like big ass monster.
It's like the ship. It's like a ship, but also a monster. It's weird. It's a good movie though.
There's like different routes that you can go with like alien movies. Like U.S. defeats them, and like the last combat like Battleship was an alien movie, or like Pacific Rim. They could take everyone out. I don't know. Interesting shit. I've gotten in a lot of conversations about if people believe in aliens or not. But I mostly go down to like what happened here could probably happen every like few other places.
Yeah.
Because like of course we're not the only ones out there. Like it's either
There's no way.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you know, bacteria can be considered an alien, right? So it's like they find like fossilized bacteria, like it's still alien life. That's how it all started here on Earth anyway. It was bacteria. So it's pretty wild.
So how do you in your opinion, how do you think the aliens would turn out? Little gray spacemen, or you could design your own alien?
Dude, maybe they're already walking among us and they can shapeshift and they just take on human forms.
Men in Black
yeah.
type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I don't know. My ideal alien, I guess, would be like a cross between like like an actual like xenomorph from like Predator versus Alien, and then like the green guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Something like that. I'm not that creative. I haven't really thought about it.
I don't know. Like, do you think they would be like the Covenant from Halo? Like those different types of species.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd be down with that. I would be down with
Except for the brutes. I would never want to like deal with a brute in real life.
that. Or like the ones from Dead Space, dude.
Fuck the dude. I just started playing the remake of Dead Space, and I'm terrible with fucking horror games. Like
Yeah, I hate horror movies and horror games, dude. I'm a little
when
bitch.
I used to like stream, I was streaming like Outlast 2, and I had like the Twitch sounds on.
Outlast is so good.
Yeah, I think the clips are still on my Twitch, but I'd have like people pay for like loud sounds, and their favorite was like a gunshot going off. So like I'd be in Outlast like sneaking around, and then like a gunshot goes off, and it's like in the middle of the night when I was streaming, and
Chase for sure threw like thousands of dollars to you
Mm-hmm.
just to make you miserable.
oh my god, and like I would scream at like midnight when all my other roommates are sleeping, so I'd get like angry texts.
Like, shut the
Yeah,
fuck up.
exactly. But I miss streaming a little bit, but I need to get back into it, but I don't really have time to.
Yeah, man, I haven't. Well, I'd like to say I haven't had time to play video games. I won't really these next few months, but like I spent all my time literally drinking.
Yeah.
Like literally drinking.
I mean, start streaming. You're in the Discord server. We have like a few people in there.
I am in the Discord server. I like to watch.
It hasn't-
I don't like to contribute too much.
It hasn't
to
been
the server.
active that much. Like it's been summer. Everyone's been out. We've taken a break.
And then Helldivers like lost its luster pretty quick.
Oh my
on me.
fucking god, dude! Sony shot themselves in the foot so much. It's not even like Broken Arrow or Arrowhead Studios. That's it. Arrowhead Studios didn't really do much besides like nerfing like some of the good guns, which I don't think matter if it's a PvE game.
It didn't matter too much.
Yeah.
You know what they need to make like a PvP section.
No, they don't. I hate PvP. PvP is complete trash.
I think it would be kind of cool.
I don't think it would. Like what ruined PvP for me was Destiny.
I liked the first one a lot. Destiny 2 I didn't care for too much because they ruined the Warlock, like not being able to revive, and then they nerfed the hell out of the Sunsinger grenades, like the fusion ones that would stick to you. Like, bro, like especially in Trials of Osiris, I was really good at tossing them like across the map and getting like 1 or 2 kills because somebody's always next to somebody else.
I never played Warlock. I only played Hunter when I played Destiny.
Oh, I was a really good Warlock. I was a really good Warlock.
I loved Hunter because I've always like been agile, and I'm not really a like up in the mix. Like even when I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm usually have like a marksman rifle or a sniper rifle from the back, and I'm just picking off people.
Yeah, Warlock was like a great like hybrid of both tank and agility, and like also just to be able to like have somebody reliable and like knew what the hell they were doing with the Sunsinger class. Like I was really good because that's all I used was the Sunsinger class. It was like it was the best one
I think I used the like
in my opinion.
yeah for the Hunter. I used the Sun class too with the revolver.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used that until in Destiny 2 when we got Strand. That one I loved. Like I loved the Strand subclass. It was like a little green thing. And I played that for a little bit, and then I just got out of Destiny because I hated Crucible. And like I always want to play Gambit. I love PvE games with like occasionally PvP, but like I just hated the people in Crucible because I didn't look at the weapons or the nerf or anything.
Man, I used pretty generic like weapons you wouldn't really think are like good in the Crucible or like in the PvP aspect because there wasn't anything too crazy special about them. Ended up being like really fucking good.
I mean-
it's like a generic like shotgun or like pulse rifle or whatever the hell.
Yeah. I mean, you play games with me. I'm not really a like
Yeah. That's true.
I'm competitive, but I'm not really good at like shooters.
I'm competitive.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, dude, the first shooter I ever played was Gun on the PlayStation 2.
I was a platformer kid. Like Spyro, Crash, Ratchet and Clank.
I mean, I liked those as well, but when I was like 6 years old, my dad had used me as an excuse to buy a PlayStation 2, and I pop in Gun, and it's just like this old Western. It's like, it's rated M, and I'm just like, running around this little fucking water ferry boat or whatever, and dudes are getting like their throats cut by Indians, and then like it's a massive shootout. Like, it's like gory as fuck. Like, it was sick.
I think my first like M game I played was like Wolfenstein and Red Faction. And I could not figure out Red Faction because like I was used to games where you could save at that instant. And like Red Faction you had to get to a point to save, so I kept dying over and over and over again. I got pissed at it, and like Wolfenstein I didn't really understand.
Yeah.
But
There was like a little single player game. It wasn't terribly long. I think it was like 1786 or like 1886. A little vampire game.
the werewolf one, 1778.
Maybe.
Was it for the PS3 or PS4? No, it was PS4 when it just came out. Because that was one of the Order 1778.
It was something
Yeah.
like that. It was a nice little game that I liked.
I mean, the games nowadays some of them have gotten better. Like, they've gotten better at storytelling and stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, Battlefield needs to make Bad Company 3.
Yes.
And Call of Duty needs to stop ruining the nostalgia for everybody else and actually just make a decent game for
I'm
once.
excited for the new Black Ops, but I'm hesitant.
I'm excited too, but I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna pre-order it because I didn't get Modern Warfare 3. And I'm gonna wait to see how Black Ops kind of turns out.
I mean, I buy every other Call of Duty. Like, there's no point dropping $60 every year for the same game, just reskin.
70 now. Like, dude, it's
Or
fucked.
like, I'm going to be fucked when the new Assassin's Creed comes out.
Oh, I'm excited.
I'm
for
excited for it, but I don't want to. Any Assassin's Creed I get, I don't buy the base one because I like the extra missions. So I'm gonna have to probably spend $120 fucking dollars.
And the cool outfits.
Yeah, I don't really care about the outfits, but
I do.
like I'm iffy about the outfits. I don't get too ridiculous. The only like ridiculous aspect I get is like the mounts because those are cool. Like I have a Pegasus and Odyssey. Then I have like the like snow deer with all the runes stuff carved in Valhalla.
I have the Hellhound or like the Hell Stag or whatever the fuck it is in Mirage.
Mm-hmm.
That one's pretty cool.
I played Mirage. I wasn't too. It didn't really.
I hated it, but I was like, I got it for $10,
Yeah.
so I played it. You know,
It was overhyped. They're like, we're going to completely revamp the parkour system. We're going to blah blah blah. I'm like,
I thought the parkour system sucked. I thought the fight mechanics also sucked.
like going from Valhalla, where like the parkour was cool. The best parkour is Unity, no matter what. Like Unity,
dude.
without a doubt, is the best parkour.
Assassin's Creed 3 is hands down my favorite one, though.
I like Rogue the best of the like classic ones. So I when I talk about Assassin's Creed, it is Syndicate and down is like different from Origins and up. Like
So, I never played Origins. I didn't play. What was the one that you could like have like 4 people? Brotherhood or something like that? No.
Unity was like the
Yeah, I didn't play Unity.
Unity is good. The parkour mechanics are good. French Revolution's interesting. You can really stat out your character and like, hey, I want to be like tank. You can be a tank. You can be stealth. You can do whatever. It like had a lot of options. It just was fucked in the beginning because all of the glitches and it wasn't a fully made game when they released it, which is like the downfall of Ubisoft, along with the owner of Ubisoft saying like, you don't own any of the games you buy. You're just buying a license, which like pisses off the internet whenever you say that because you're dropping like $70. It's like, it's my game. No, technically you just bought the license. We can take it away if we want.
I mean, yeah, they can ban you,
Yeah.
but you don't want to tell the consumers that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's bad marketing strategy.
Yeah, you don't say the quiet part out loud. Like, everyone had sort of figured that's where it was going because, like, internet.
It's like when your wife asks you if she looks fat in the dress, and then you say yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not
Like,
that's not a win-win scenario at all. It's either you're lying to me or you're an asshole. That's how that's how that always plays out.
yeah.
But it like I love Ubisoft games. I grew up with Ubisoft, and I just hate how scummy they're becoming, along with like most of the game market.
Everyone gets fucking greedy.
It does.
It's so annoying. But yeah, Battlefield definitely needs to make a new Bad Company. Because they made 2042, which actually isn't that bad of a game. But like, instead of, and it was cool to be able to play the older Battlefields in 2042. But like, the flight mechanics are all the newer ones. You know what I mean? Like, I miss the Bad Company 2 flight mechanics.
That's the
Like,
first Battlefield I had.
I was like, like you could not kill me when I hopped in that helicopter.
Yeah.
Like fly over to the little lighthouse, just in like the Gall Magnum, and just takes shots at everyone on rush until it gets too far. But
Yeah. I always sniped in Battlefield. Like, that was the best sniping game because, like, you had the whole fucking big-ass map. So I would just, like, sit in the back along with 5 other
Satisfying.
people and just... Once you get the long-distance shot, like, calibrated correctly, you were just knocking people.
yeah, it's sick. Caspian Border was cool too. I liked the Levolution thing that they did for a while. I don't know if they still do that, but
What's
like Levolution. So like in Battlefield 4, the skyscraper that would fall over,
Yep,
or like the battleship that would crash into the island, or on Caspian Border when they remade that map, the tower falling, the satellite falling. That's pretty cool stuff.
I know Call of Duty Ghost tried to do that a little bit.
I liked Ghost, and that's an unpopular
Ghost
opinion.
wasn't bad. It had a...
Everyone hated
Yeah.
it.
It had a lot of potential, and Ghost, compared to what came after, like Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare, is leaps and bounds ahead of Infinite or Advanced Warfare, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hated Advanced Warfare. I played it, but I hated
I played it too. I just, like,
I just complained all the time.
I loved when they brought back Modern Warfare because I love boots on the ground in Call of Duty. I hate the aerial jumping bullshit.
Yeah, but they also ruined the fucking story.
Yeah. Yep. They completely, yeah.
Like,
I did.
you'd hope that like Shepard got justice, and you went on like this crazy chase to fucking kill him or whatever. But no, he just gets arrested.
No, he gets killed.
Does
yeah.
he? I never played this. I heard he just got arrested.
No, spoilers.
I didn't play
Captain
it.
Price offs him in a cutscene.
Oh, in a cutscene?
But I liked Modern Warfare 2, the survival element with Soap and Ghost. Like, that was a fun aspect of the campaign, where, like, you have no weapons, you have to scrounge everything and, like, find all of... That was fun. Like, when they switch up elements with that makes, like, the game fun. I knew Soap coming in would die in the third one, and he... Oh, fuck. He went out in the original Modern Warfare 3. He went out so fucking well. In the new remake, he went out like a fucking bitch, and I hated it. Like, spoiler, Makarov came up and just shot him, basically, and then ran away. That is how Soap died in Modern Warfare 3, in the new one.
What? Yeah. No fucking giant skyscraper falling on him or anything like that?
No scene where, like, Price is trying to keep it, like,
keep him alive.
Yeah, and then fucking punches Yuri. Like, there's nothing like that. It was just like Makarov comes up, pops in the head, and is like, and then you run away.
They need the OG development team back.
Oh my god! Like, I hate.
But, I mean, everyone quit though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They sold, and everyone quit. Like,
Plus, Activision.
That's why Battlefield sucks now too. Like,
Activision bought Blizzard, bought like a whole bunch of stuff. Xbox. No, Xbox is, Activision, Xbox bought Activision, Blizzard, all of those. Like, they're just taking properties. Xbox also has Bethesda, too.
yeah.
I hate the gaming scene now. It sucks. Like, I don't really get excited for games anymore.
Yeah. You know what would be a good game to come back? Army of Two.
Yes. Dude, I played that, like, co-op games.
Yeah.
Like,
Devil's Cartel was sick.
Like, there's no good co-op games besides the people that does A Way Out or...
I still need to play that.
Dude, me and Campbell, freshman year of college, he bought A Way Out, and we just played the whole campaign in, like, one sitting in college. It was fun. I loved it. I think I was up till, like, 3 a.m. I took, like, the mattress from my dorm room and just made it into one of those, like, old rocking gamer chairs. It just sat there and played for hours.
Ready or Not is pretty sick too.
Ready or Not. Oh, is that the tactical one? I've seen
Yeah.
that on Steam multiple times, but
Dude, it's fun.
I
Should get
I
it.
just got Chained Together. I bought that for Kyle and Campbell, and we were all playing and yelling at each other.
Is that the one that you're like chained together and
Doing parkour.
Yeah.
That's it. And we were doing so good, and then we fell, and we got back to a part where we kept struggling with each time. So we fell from like a really high point back to like this like bone cage jumping parkour thing, and Campbell just immediately disconnected. He's like, "Fuck this! I'm not gonna do it." And then,
I'd be pissed too.
and then I got Campbell and one of me and Campbell's friends, Cameron. I got them into playing Stardew Valley because I've been playing that lately, and it's been it's a fun game. It's a nice little relaxing game. I was playing Elden Ring for a little bit, then I'm like, fuck this. I kept dying to bosses, so I went to Stardew Valley.
I started playing Far Cry 6 lately because I also got it for like $15. I actually like that one. It's not too
I
bad.
haven't played that one yet. I played Far Cry 5. My favorite's 4. Wait, no, 3. Far Cry 3.
I liked Far Cry 2 a lot because that was like my first one.
I played.
Far Cry 3 was cool.
I never
too.
beat Far Cry 2. I played a little bit of it, but I got annoyed about the malaria medication you keep having to get.
Yeah, I mean it was hard.
That's why I hated like Dead Rising, because you had to keep finding the fucking Zombrex.
Far Cry 2 is also really cool because you could do PvP.
Could you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they'd be like player created maps. And there was like this one that was like a bridge, and it's capture the fucking flag, and the flag's on the middle of this bridge, and it's just like a giant canyon, and it's like it's like one of the rope bridges, like with the wooden boards and stuff, and it's just a bloodbath the entire time.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool though.
It's like old school Halo.
Yeah.
Like Blood Gulch, what was the Valhalla map? I think was like in Halo Reach with the two little spires on each end and like the ATVs and ghosts. Master Chief Collection is pretty fun to play for the online thing. And then
I never played it.
it
The only time I would ever really play Halo is when I'd go to a friend's
Yeah,
house.
I would go to
and
Kyle's
have an
house.
Xbox, yeah.
Kyle always had the Xbox. I always had the PlayStation. And I remember in high school, I had your account on my PlayStation. I'd download some games and play occasionally.
Dude, I used to have a bunch of good games, man.
Yeah.
Now I don't really have anything.
Yeah, just like GTA was big in high school. Like we always had like a group playing together.
Yeah.
I always fucking hated GTA Online.
Well, it's real stupid now, but
Yeah.
I downloaded it the other day and hopped on, and I was like, I remember like I used to be so good. Now there's like all these explosive rounds and like shit like that. And I'm like, this is stupid.
It's gotten like
Like I have to do so much just to get these like explosive rounds, and then to be like have any like the cool vehicles, like whatever, like be able to survive. I have to spend billions and billions of dollars and like like I don't have a submarine, like I stopped playing right when that
welcome
came
to
out.
my struggle when I used to play back then.
Yeah, dude, it's dumb.
Because like you would always have to have like a person in the group that had like the money glitch, so they would fund everything and everyone could just fuck around in like their
Yeah.
company or everything. But I just got really good with the musket because that was a one-shot kill no matter what. If you headshot someone with it,
The musket was a fun one. The firework
Yeah.
launcher for like 4th of July, that was cool.
I prefer a Red Dead Online. In all honesty, like that I have a lot more fun in.
I haven't played Red Dead since it came out. I mean, like I beat the story, played online a little bit. I'm probably only like level 20 or something like that. And I stopped playing.
I mean, a lot of people stop playing with that online. Rockstar didn't really treat that online as well as GTA, where if they did, it would have been good.
Yeah, it just felt like it was literally just a shittier copy and paste GTA.
Yeah.
I was like, this kind of
I
sucks.
mean, the Moonshine missions were fun, and along with the story missions were pretty, like, they kept it interesting.
Well, I mean, also, like, like the drug runs and stuff in GTA 5. Okay, it's the same shit in Red Dead. Like, you go and you pick up these supplies, and then it's halfway across the map, and then you got to take it to the other half of the map. And the map's very big, and you don't go that fucking fast. So it just
The heist
it's
missions
annoying.
in GTA were fun. I
Yeah.
enjoyed those a lot, mostly if you had
Heists were cool.
if you had like a good group and not like hey, I'm the leader. I'm taking 80% of the profit. You guys can get the scraps. Like, it always do like an even share across the board.
Yeah. I remember one person tried to give me like 0%, and I just left. Like when we were like about to, we were like halfway through the heist. I was just like, I just left and like fucked everything up for everyone because they were all dead, and I was like, or like one of them had died or whatever. I just left. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm not doing this shit for free.
Yeah, it's just shitty.
Because some of them you have to have 4 people.
Oh yeah, like mostly in the middle of it where like it picks up, where like that's where all the enemies are. That's like you have to survive. But apparently they've done like a lot with GTA Online where they've introduced like GTA 5 story elements into that. So you see like Lamar after, Michael after. I don't know if you've seen Trevor after the story, but I'm curious how GTA 6 is going to turn out.
I just hope they do it justice because for $100 game, because I know it's going to be,
It better be
it better
worth
be
$100.
it better be worth way more than that in enjoyment.
Yeah, because they're talking about like bringing elements from like San Andreas, where you have to work out or like maintain whatever like type thing, which could be interesting if they do it right. I just hope they don't keep like the macro mechanics from like Red Dead, where you have to stay hydrated or say like,
Oh yeah. Well, I always thought that was so funny. Like to get my strength up, all I did was just run around the sidewalk beating up people, like in GTA 5.
Yeah.
I did that for like 35 minutes, and then I had max strength. You know what I mean?
just games nowadays are like hit or miss. Like I'm waiting to play Ragnarok on the PC.
You haven't played it
No.
yet,
I don't have a PlayStation.
bro.
I
Bro,
don't have a PlayStation.
bro, you're missing out. I took a 4 day weekend when it came out, and I beat it in 4 days. Like I 100%ed it in 4
Jesus
days.
Christ.
Yeah, that's how good it. Like I was already excited for it, and then when I started playing it, I was like, I'm not sleeping.
I mean, it comes out on PC in September, so
Dude, it's pretty fucking sick. You're gonna like it a lot.
I
I won't tell you anything about
I
it.
remember
But I want
Last
to.
of Us 2 when that came out. I took like time off of work to play it.
I didn't care for The Last of Us 2.
Oh,
I was super excited for it, and it kind of let me down.
What let you down about it? Let me ask that first.
I just didn't care for the story too much, to be honest. Like, I thought, I thought Joel was gonna pull fucking through.
No, you saw Ellie growing up. This wasn't gonna be a happy story.
I knew what it was getting into it, but I still had hope. I mean, that's my boy, you know. And I didn't care for it too much.
I mean, how did you expect him to go out? Not with a golf club, but like, did you think he was going to get like swarmed by zombies, saving Ellie?
That'd be the ideal choice. Yeah, not punked when he's half dead already.
I was sitting there. I'm like, shit, because I knew it was coming.
It was fucked.
It was fucked up, but it also matches the world.
Yeah, that's true.
But like, it was funny while playing Abby. Like halfway through Ellie's story, when they switched to Abby's perspective, like I yelled, "I'm like, do not make me fucking care about this character."
Yeah.
And I was like, I understand where she's coming from.
I thought the show though was, even though they like kind of blew through it pretty quickly, which I guess you have to do it as a show. You don't want it to be 25 episodes, of walking through abandoned buildings and killing zombies. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I did like a lot of the callbacks to the actual like original voice actors in the TV show.
Yeah.
Like Ellie's mom was the actual voice actor for Ellie in the games. Ashley Jenkins, I believe, who's also a part of Critical Role, D&D one. And then Troy Baker was in the camp with the cannibals. Which I was curious how that cannibal thing was going to happen because it was rough in the fucking game. I was like, how is that going to translate to TV?
Yeah.
It was still equally rough.
Yeah, I thought they did a pretty good job with that. I thought the woman who played Tess was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought that they had casted Tess right.
Tess was good. The original Firefly was the actual person who played in the video games. That was her. It was the same voice actor and the same actor. Yeah.
I feel like I knew that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and I like the story for Bill. I liked how they did that with Nick Offerman, that character.
Yeah.
Like I liked him in the game, how he was portrayed, and like it is a passing by comment that he was gay, but you had to really like listen to it. So like people who didn't know he was, and when the actual TV show came out, yeah.
And we're
Oh yeah,
pissed.
I was like, he's gay in the game. Wait till you find out about Ellie.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, those who have never played the game, they're gonna be so mad when season 2 comes
Oh
out.
yeah, and then Fallout, the TV show for Fallout, they did a fucking amazing job writing that.
I never saw it.
Dude, so fucking good. Like, highly recommend it. Like, if you love Fallout and love that series, they do a really good job adapting the world and the story. Walter Goggins as a ghoul does a stellar job.
Hell yeah. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's all on Amazon Prime.
I gotta catch up on episodes of The Boys.
I do
though.
too, dude. Fucking episode 4 of The Boys. I had to turn away for that lobotomy scene. It was like, that is the horror that gets me. It's like, you can decapitate a head, destroy it, rip it apart. Cool, fine, won't bat an eye. It's the small fucking things, like that going through the eye and like where you can actually feel that happening gets me.
So I didn't mind. I haven't. What got me was season 3, the orgy.
Oh yeah.
And the guy walks into that dude's dick and then sneezes and rips him in half. That fucking was like, I was like, ugh.
That was the point that got you.
Yeah, that's what got me. Everything else is fine, but that bugs me
Oh,
out.
I just saw that. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know. That just bugged me. At first, when I was watching that episode, I had to rewatch it like twice. I was like, I'm not watching the same show. Like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this? Because like none of it was making any sense until I read that it happens like a year later from the previous season. So I was like, okay.
they adapted it different from the comic. Like they took a whole different swing from the comic. But I love Jensen Ackles as Soldier Boy. Like
Oh,
fucking
dude,
perfect.
he's so good.
Different from like the Soldier Boy in the comics, but like a fucking stellar character.
I never read the comics.
Comics were alright.
I just thought it was like a pretty sick show.
It is. Comics just take a different route. Like A-Train's dead in the comics way like in the past.
Dude, he's probably gonna get his here soon.
I hope not. I want the redemption arc for A-Train so bad.
I think like it looks like I think he's gonna redeem himself and then fucking die though.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm like, but it's wild what they're doing with Homelander. How are they, because Butch is dying.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what's gonna happen? Like, I think that the next season's probably gonna be the last
It
one.
is. Next season
Yeah.
is confirmed to be the last one. Invincible's another good TV show.
Yeah, I started watching season 2, and I never finished it.
I think I might have. No, I'm halfway through. But yeah, Invincible's good. I don't know. I just love great characters. Like characters that aren't like goody two shoes.
Yeah,
Like Mark's good, but Mark will do some fucked up shit when he has to. Like, no, I finished season 2. Yeah, it ended with.
don't tell
I'm
me.
not. It ended with something.
Oh, sick! It always ends with
It does.
something.
It ends leaving that super vague. The only ending I hated was like the BoJack ending, BoJack Horseman.
I never like watched the show.
It
Really?
It's really good. It's sad. It's sad, but it's really like well written and a very good TV show.
I mean, I've seen like episodes and clips, but I've never seen a full season.
Mm-hmm. But do you have any parting words you would like to say?
Not really, man. Thanks again for having me on. It's always a blast. We'll have to do this again.
Have you back in? Have you and Ben Davey on next time, maybe?
Yeah, like in December.
Yeah.
I should have called him. I don't think he's doing anything too crazy this week.
I mean, I won't get too crazy. Like, I'll probably be out of school in December if you come back down for Christmas.
I will.
Yeah. So, thank you for listening to another episode of Duff's Tavern. A link to all my other stuff is in the description below. Go buy a t-shirt, tell your friends, share this around, and hope you guys have a good one.